Hello, VOD Squad and Precogs. We're live. We're back with Sergeant Salamander, playing some Total War Warhammer 3, and we're going to, take over the map probably.
Oh yeah. I think we'll finish this session. I think
Or at least reunite the Empire.
we have suddenly got much better since last time.
Yeah. I was streaming a pirate campaign that broke because I had, I did a Bretonia campaign, and I was like, Bretonia is fun, but now that I'm starting to paint the map, I kind of just feel like I missed the Empire, and I feel like I should be painting the Empire painting the map with the Empire. So then I was like, all right, I'll play Empire for a bit, and then I was like, I got tired of the Empire, went back to Bretonia, and then I was like, I found a bunch of crazy mods for the Empire that really fix all the stuff that I didn't like about it. So then I did a super long campaign at the Empire, and then I was like, I could, use a break or whatever. So I played Pirates, right? I played the Vampire Pirates. Now, I left the mods on from the Bretonia thing because I was like, I might want to go back and I want to have, if I have to sort through, figure out which mods it was, because there's no presets like in Stellaris, so you're just kind of the only way I can arrange them is sort by active and then rearrange one of them, and then they'll all go to the top of the order. So then I just remember, it's the top 20, and that's how many I turn on. So it's not a very sophisticated system. So anyway, game updates, and it's I stop it from updating. When I see it updating, I'm like, oh no, that's gonna break all my mods, and then I go offline. I try to launch it. It's you have to go online and update. It's fuck you. Why are you doing this to me? It's going to fuck my save. So then I update, it's fucked. So then I go to the rollback thing, but people have updated their mods, on the workshop. And, what's your username? Oh, no. This must be some random person. Fuck. Is it not? Hold on, resume as host. I guess I should put a password in. There's no password. Oh, that's where I put a password in. Okay, hold on. Password is 0. The number 0. And I guess I should invite you to it. Anyway, yeah. So the pirate save has and there's so many mods. There's a mod that changes blessed trebuchets to not do friendly fire damage. There's a mod that's there's a mod that adds the caravan system to the Empire. All this stuff is super broke, right? Because it's all scripts and stuff. So there's it's not a graphical mod that wouldn't be changed with updates. It's it's the most fucking you could do to your save. So it's just basically, yeah. So I restarted the vampire thing with some different arrangement of mods that was more what I would have done if I could have changed midway what mods I was using. So
I'm very familiar with mods.
Yeah.
Updates breaking games and mods breaking and saves just going out the window.
Oh yeah.
I'm very familiar with that from all my Paradox gaming over the
Can
years.
you fix that with console commands? I know in Stellaris there's a console. I don't know about Crusader Kings.
Yeah, there's a console in, if I'm not mistaken, there's a console in every Paradox game. In some places it's just easier to get to than others. In some you need to activate it as an option on Steam. And so if your save's busted, it's not really something you can fix with the console because you need to get in. You need to load the save
Right.
to the console.
You could theoretically start a new game and then console in everything you're missing, meticulously just add the territory, but
man, that is a rough thing for anyone to have to go.
Yeah.
I remember. I'm very excited for Season 5 to come around, right?
Yeah.
Because Season 4 is a lot of fun. I love the concept. I love where the story's going. There's a lot of interesting twists and turns, and also it's new to me as it's happening, as well as it's new to my audience, which is again a brand new thing that's happening.
Did you get my invite, by the way?
What?
Oh, you're not online on Steam.
Okay. secretly running for a very long time. Okay. Oh no, I'm online.
Are you signed into Friends? Sometimes that happens where like you go to the Friends thing and like at some point, hey, it's Chaos Smash 64. Welcome back. So glad to see you. We're gonna take over the entire map this episode. We're gonna bust out a quick 1,000 turns. Like what, your friends or whatever?
Yeah, just disconnected.
There's a blue button at the top that says like log into Flens or yeah, log into Flens. Should be the button. Flens. Maybe could it be that I am disconnected somehow and I can't tell? Well, no, someone joined my game. That would work through the Friends thing, right?
But when I click on click on friends, it's got all the usual options. View friends list online, add a friend, add a profile, online.
Right click me. Am I online?
Hold on. Gotta look at the friends list. I can't interact with the friends list straight out. That is bizarre.
And if you go to like the drop down on Steam, there's no option to go offline. It says, or there should be.
I'm currently online. It has
Okay.
4 options: online, away, visible, offline.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
It's
We'll go. Okay.
Great start, guys.
Yeah. We got we got this all buckled down. All right. Go to like open up the game, right? And then go to like multiplayer games, and then sort by your friends' games, and then just join there.
Okay.
Look at me. This is why I've worked in tech support, as you can tell.
I'm the tech support for most people I know. Oh, that's interesting. Online games is grayed out.
So wait, go to like your Steam, the main Steam window, and then go to like the Steam drop down, and then see if there's an option to go online.
Yep. So let's see. No, it says go offline.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, only hope there.
And if you open up your friends list, there's no blue button that says like go online.
No, it says disconnect.
All right, listen. So I've worked some tech support jobs. Here's what you do. You close Steam and open it again. How do you like that? Yeah. Is that?
Let's take a look.
Man, my grandfather, Papa, he's like I think he's probably gonna stay. He's in like a home thing, but I think he's gonna stay. Like he was going there. He got sick and went to the hospital, and then he went there for rehab, but it's kind of looking like he's gonna stay, right? And so he's upset and everything. So we were trying to like get him something to do, and so I got so my brother's idea was to get him a laptop, and so we got him a laptop, and I got him just a bunch of just super basic bitch, like I just used like download YouTubevideo.com and like just downloaded a bunch of the albums of like random stuff that people say that he likes to listen to. So I put some music on there, and my brother went through great pains to get Solitaire on there, because the current version of Solitaire has giant ads all over it that pop up and block you playing it, and you have to X them out and stuff. Like it's like a hellscape. I was horrified seeing that Solitaire, the basic ass Solitaire, has like horrific levels of microtransactions, ads, and deceptive like advertising practices. It was like crazy. It's like, well, we can't have pop-up have that. It's like, who knows what'll happen. So my brother went through great pains to get the Windows 7 Solitaire to work on like on whatever Windows version was on the laptop. And anyway, all this to say, my mom was visiting him, and she was like, "Oh, I'll put your laptop on or whatever," and she couldn't get the mouse to work, so she calls my brother, and then my brother's like, "Okay, take the mouse, now flip it upside down. There you should see an on and off switch. flip it to on. He flips it, and it works. And he's like, all right, is that it? Like, he didn't even ask if it was on. He just knew that she didn't check. It's like,
Technical difficulties in all caps. Yeah.
yes.
So, horrible news. Didn't work. I'm gonna finish my story, I guess. While I try to just do some fiddling on my side.
Okay.
So about the mods and Paradox games breaking all the time, especially older saves. Because technically with conversions, I'm creating a mod for each conversion. And each time the game gets updated, it has the potential to just totally bust the mod if it doesn't work and the campaign can't continue, even with really minor bug fixes. That's especially the case with Season 4. As I was saying, I really like Season 4 and I like where it's going. I like how intriguing the storyline is and how it's all new to me as it is to them.
So, hold on, you restarted and you still don't have access to your friends list?
Oh yeah, I'm still trying one more thing.
Okay. Right, I got it.
And if that doesn't work, this might become a tech support stream.
Yeah, because honestly, the turn it off, turn it back on again, that was really all I had.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any more spells than that.
So as I was saying about the mods. So currently, I started playing the season for the Average campaign. I started it on Imperator when it came out around 2019. Early Imperator. And then I let it sat there. Because then I started putting my Chronicles in video form. And then I wasn't playing the Grand campaign.
Avarignia is that old? 2019? I thought it was like this year. You start posting it.
I only started posting this
Got it.
this year. However, what happened was I started that campaign, and then I started a YouTube channel, and I put that campaign on the back burner.
Got it.
Well, I did that for like 2 years.
Oh, you went through your Chronicles, yeah.
Yeah, went through all my Chronicles, but now this one is I'm playing it on week A, and then like making a video on week B. So I'm like writing the Chronicle and playing the game week A and uploading week B. So, well, that's all to say that I had to convert the very oldest version of Imperator to CK3, which is, that was a little rough. To make that conversion. I ran into some technical difficulties, but I made it work by rolling back CK3 to its oldest version.
Ah.
Yeah, so that way it supported the conversion. If a little buggy, I had to do a little cleaning up because countries which didn't exist in the conversion spawned out because they're preset in CK3, and I had to erase those because they don't exist in this timeline.
Aha.
And I had to do some minor fixes, but ultimately, I got it to work, and we just finished the Crusader 3 branch of Season 4 tonight. And that was today's upload. Next week's upload is going to be the first of the EU4 episodes for Season 4.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so I've got a conversion ahead of me, and it was
So-
a good time too, because CK3 just did a little bug fix. And now, my saves for CK3, if I save the game and then exit, and then try to load that save, the save will be corrupted. It says it will be from an old version, and the version it tells me it's from will be unknown. So I don't know what that's about.
Oh.
Luckily, I don't have to deal with that anymore, because I don't have to load these saves into CK3. I just need to convert the save into U4, which is going to be fun. I trust it's going to be smooth enough because it's a more common conversion than Imperator to CK3.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that's going to be exciting. I pray for a smooth conversion, but we'll see in a couple weeks from now. Okay, anyway, this fix that I was trying when I told that story did not work. You know what I could do? Could load this up on my laptop and see if that works. And just see if it's...
That's quite desperate. Well, so you can't So Steam can't go. You have the store. If you like, yeah, you were just looking at the store, so you have the store.
Yeah, I have the store. I'm able to load up.
And you can't browse the servers.
For Warhammer? No, it was grayed out.
So like, if I message you, you don't receive them. Like you don't see that. Can you try? And you can't access friends, right? Hmm.
Very bizarre. Very bizarre. Something very weird just happened. I clicked on my own profile by accident. I tried to click the thing where the messages thing. Anyway, I clicked on my own profile, and then it's showing me not my profile, showing me what other people see, which I made private for purposes of making sure that the grand campaigns aren't like predicted before they happen. Because take a lot of screenshots.
Mm.
But anyway, so it's showing me that as though I am not Sergeant Salamander.
Why don't you try logging out and logging back in to your Steam?
Yeah, that might work. Alright, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, I was super glad that my brother could get Solitaire working on that laptop.
Yeah.
So my grandpa would literally just like he would just go over to the computer, start it up. Well, first he would turn the power strip on because he saw somewhere on the news at some point that electronic devices that computers use power while they're like off. And he was like, it's a waste of money. So then he'd launch up the computer, and all he would do is like go to weather.com, check the weather, play Solitaire, then go over to the TV and watch the weather channels. Like, oh, there you go. You're online.
Yep.
Look at that. Turn it off, turn it back on in a different form.
Ah.
It truly is the like the omni omni solution.
Just gotta cycle, man. That's what you do. That was the nuclear signing back in.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was like a more powerful tech spell. All right, so we got that done. We got that fixed pretty quick. We're on track in our speed running starting playing the game. 18 minutes so far. We're on track for a 20-minute run of starting the game. Easy. Yeah. Did you know?
It's updating.
Oh no.
It's updating. I don't know why it was doing that offline error. You know what? I have an idea about what might cause this. It's that because when I checked, you messaged me, it's like, well, I checked, there was no update in the chamber, so you must have done it while I wasn't looking. But it just turns out that I was offline? Offline while simultaneously being online. My idea for why it might cause that is because for the last 3 or 4 days I've been working on this video, and I've had many occasions where I've had to play the game, and I told you that my saves are going to my exit, so I could not exit the game. So I would play the game, and pause it, and then put the computer to sleep. And then I would, when I do the computer again, I'd tap the space bar, and wake up, and be able to resume the game, and have my saves interrupted, CK3. So perhaps that caused some bizarre, unknowable strain on Steam, and it just decided to put me offline until I signed out and signed in again. Certainly not good for the computer, but every now and then it's necessary. Blasted this on.
What the fuck? Oh, okay. This is Oh yeah, there's a vampire lord we could theoretically get, but you have to do so much more work than I don't know. You have to like. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually, but man, I just don't give a fuck so hard. It's hard to, you know, it's hard to even like handle it. So yeah, while you're doing that, I'm gonna have a fair and balanced battle. In the custom battle thing. Who want? Yeah. Well, what faction do you like the least? We'll blow them up.
You got some Slaneshi cultists on there?
Oh yeah, we do.
The other chaos gods seem, you know, like they're forces of chaos, but Slaneshi cultists are just weird. It's like, I'm gonna be weird about it. And then I'm gonna be the god of being weird about it.
Where's the speed? I'd like them not to reach me. Oh, unit size. Yeah, baby. 10 times? Yeah, baby. Just damage? Yeah, I think we'll just up damage to 300%. Okay, now what's the map? Nah, we gotta get a nice map. We don't want any of this, Oh, is there, Roth's... Moon? Nope. Moon. Yep, Captain of the Roth's Moondial Quest Battle. Yeah, baby! Oh, how do I choose which... Yeah, I want this map, but how do I choose where I am? I guess I just kind of can, huh? The Moondial Island Battle. So, yeah, how do I choose which side I'm on? I guess who cares? Ah, good. All right.
You know, talking about Slaneshi cultists, reminds me back when I played a lot of the 40k person back in the day.
Oh yeah, what army did you do?
Oh, what army are we doing? Well, that was back when I was first getting introduced to it, right?
You got pressured into getting something shitty, right? Tyranids.
Yeah, it was Tyranids.
Gotcha.
Which were fun in their own way, but like, lore-wise, I wouldn't have chosen it. It was because there's a bunch of people who I was friends with at the time, and they were like, hey, do you play 40k? Like, I don't, I didn't even know what it was. And they said, oh, come on down to the local game store and hang out. We do this on Fridays and we'll play some 40k. So for a while I played, they needed a Tyranid player. And so that was an interesting playstyle. I mean, it was fun. And of course, the ladies were really interesting, very Geiger-esque. But, yeah.
But you would have been like Space Marines or something, I assume.
Oh yeah. I played Black Templars. Now I don't play a lot of 40k now, but like that's my faction. Is Black Templars.
All right, let's see how Slanesh does. Let's see how Slanesh does.
Oh yeah. I mean, pull up the screen.
So I made the unit the size of each like model like extra big, but they don't seem that big other than the general. She seems, well, it seems kind of big. Oh, he is fucking huge. He's so fucking big. He's as big as the wagons. It was just characters that got super big. Or what is it, like Godzilla mode? Now, these guys are 66 speed, but Slanesh is fast, right? So they probably have some weird cavalry. Yeah, 100 speed. Oh, we're firing? Alright, let's see. Oh! They say your performance may suffer based on your settings. That's you know, for 300% damage, I'm a little disappointed in that the performance there. So, oh, they're gonna try and flank me over through the woods? That's, you know, to throw an old school term at you, that's pretty gay.
I remember back at that local game store. I think we talked about it on stream before. Back in the day. What am I talking about? We haven't even done full 10 streams yet. They're all 45 hours long, so there is a backlog. But we've talked about this local game store before. And I find it interesting. One thing I instantly observed is how, sort of like how people's dogs look like that, or people and their dogs, the faction they play in Warhammer really does reflect a lot about who they are as a person.
Okay. So, okay. Run me through it. What kind of player plays Eldar? Like, what kind of person is an Eldar player?
We have this one. He's this Chinese guy, an honor student. He also in the robotics club, and he never let loose at all, except on Friday nights at the game. He played Eldar, and he played the fuck out of Eldar. And he got so invested in like minute strategy. It was great to see. But yeah, he was the face of craft Eldar. Your typical craft Eldar. Either that or
These guys gonna shoot? What's happening?
you know, it looks like chaos.
For 300% damage, not a lot of damage is coming out here. Oh, I think all of the Hellstorms were just shooting. We're trying to target the Lord.
Okay.
Yeah, look, right now they're just trying to shoot the Lord. Very stupid. Okay. They need to be babysitted, I see. Oh, my buddy is echoing. Shit. Alright, hold on. Let me see. Okay.
Oh,
I'm
echoing?
How did we fix this before? It's probably my fault, right? Oh, okay, wait. So let me... I'll do this. Yeah? And then I'll do this. Look at that. Alright, say something.
Am I still echoing?
Oh, to answer your question from last time, yes, there are 15 King of Fighters games. Shit, that's a lot. I guess obviously, but... Yeah. Okay, so now you're echoing slightly. I think...
I'm echoing slightly.
I think it's probably because I have my mic, on the table. But, you know what I could do? I can move my mic further away from the computer. I have worked in tech support, as you can probably tell by my ingenuity. Alright.
There's this quote which gets misattributed to Colonel Quaritch from Avatar all the time. And
Colonel
while it is Colonel Quaritch, he's the head military guy for the operation on the planet of Pandora, right?
Gotcha.
And he's like, everything here is living in the trees and wants to kill you. Welcome to Pandora. That kind of, he's got scars on his face. Anyway, so he didn't say anything nearly this badass in the movie. But there's this image that makes the rounds, and people always think that he said it, but it's actually from a 40K novel, which just so happens to line up with the description of the Na'vi pretty well.
Oh, is that the thing that, we were talking to that mutual friend of ours, that post, the okay, well, you tell me.
Yeah, it's the spare us your pity alien one.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't like that very much. And it's a great speech, and it's when I first saw it, I saw Avatar in theaters, with the 3D and everything. I was like, man, I don't remember anything nearly like this cool. Like, it was fun, but this speech is awesome. And it's not that; it's from the 40K novelization about aliens that also have these nerve plugs hanging from their heads, which connect to their planet, which is the same thing than the.
Okay, so I gotta babysit these guys slightly if I want this to work.
He's echoing, but I can hear him clearly now. That's good to hear. I'm glad. The eternal problem of the echoing mic.
No. You definitely cannot move. That is absolutely not allowed. banned from moving. There's a mod that like disallows units to move when they're, they obviously are not supposed to. It should be in the base game, but it is not.
Like lock in place.
Man, these guys just aren't working, huh? Shoot. There's something wrong with them. They don't seem to function. Yeah, when you have broken stuff like that, there's only one thing to do about it. Yeah, the Hellblaster volley guns have killed one unit. That's really not acceptable. They've got to die. So there's something about it. They must just be bugging out because there's so many. Yeah. Okay. So I something tells me they're targeting the Lord again. Let's why don't you shoot them? I want you shoot them. I want you. Ooh, what's this? Yeah, definitely them. And I got whips. I don't like that. Fiends of Slanesh. Yeah, that sounds bad. Oh, they're very close.
Chaos Mash 64 says, I don't think I could get into RTS games. I prefer to be the one that throws myself in the firefight. Plus, I'm god-awful at being strategic. That's fair enough. I mean, my bread and butter is strategy, but not necessarily RTS. I'm really good at Halo Wars, which is a sort of a standalone accomplishment. I'm not sure how many people still play that game. Back in the day, Halo Wars and Command & Conquer classics.
Halo Wars is one of those, like, that's one of those strategy games where, like, I was watching a channel, right, and it was, like, one of those channels, no offense to, like, people who like Halo Wars or whatever, but, like, I was watching his channel, this guy, he, like, holds himself as, like, being, like, real, like, smart and just all reaction content, right? It was, there's that guy, it's, like, Moist Critical or whatever, and I was like, I was like, he's probably an idiot, but, like, nothing like, nothing like super outright, like nothing super obvious. I was just kind of like, I never thought of him exactly as like super smart, so my mind wasn't blown. But he was like, oh, I love RTS games. It's one of my favorite genres. I never get to play it anymore. And I was like, oh wow, that's kind of surprising. I kind of didn't peg him as someone who plays RTS games. He's like, my favorite is Halo Wars, and I was like, well, that's a strange choice. Because it's just so different from other RTSs,
It really is.
It's like, you use a controller, for one thing.
First off,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that's quite the handicap.
And it's so, like, the rhythm. RTS games have a rhythm. RTS games like that have this specific heartbeat. Each one has its own unique signature. And Halo Wars is interesting because, there's that tipping point you reach in RTS games. But in Halo Wars, it feels like you reach that tipping point sort of over and over again, and it sort of goes back and forth a lot. But if you can manage to reach that, like, momentum really quickly, then it's game over, in lightning speed. Like, I'm talking, like, professional StarCraft's levels of over quickly.
Oh, yeah. Believe me, I played the demo, and there was some faction which had, like, a space laser, and it just used a little bit of resources to use, and, like, the longer you held it down, the more exponential it cost, but the damage didn't increase that much for how long you were holding on it. So just walk any unit over to the other person's main base, and you lose if your main base is destroyed, right? You use space laser it, and you just turn it off when it starts to get too expensive, and you just only buy space laser. Easy, like, win, and they can't really do anything about it because the space laser has its own visibility, so you can just turn it off for a bit, but you keep the just turn it back on, and yeah.
More about that, how people resemble the factions they play. We got a really good cross-section, because a Tyranid player was the last person they needed. So they had people playing almost every other faction. so I got a good look at it, and it was really very accurate. The guy who played Orcs, you'll get a kick out of this. The guy who played Orcs, his nickname was Meatball. So I mean that right off the bat tells you that he's sort of born to play Orcs.
Yeah, I
and,
suppose so.
You know, he was big into all the WOG memes, you know, and talking in Orcadraka speak, you know.
Right.
Yeah, so he was also like, goodness, I don't know, like 350. He was huge. He was just this big jolly guy, and he didn't really care about minutia. He just wanted to throw his green guys at something. You should have seen how he painted his minis. It was just the worst. Just the he just put paint on them so that they wouldn't be gray, but it looks like Orcs painted his minis, so he had commitment to the bit. Then the guy who played Necrons was like super resigned and edgy. And someone we weren't friends with played Slanesh. And you know, that's not necessarily something you really want to resemble. It's not something you want to resemble in your day-to-day life. At least the Khorne players just got some anger issues, you know.
Right.
It's up there with Dark Eldar for concerning 40k factions to resemble, but really just to choose in the first place. Dark Eldar, I kind of feel have less, like they have fewer justifications than Slanesh, because the Slaneshi cultists have one really cool unit. I mean, it's not an excuse to play Slanesh, but
what's their
it's
cool
one.
unit?
Their cool unit is Noise Marines. I mean, at least in lore, I'm not entirely,
40k, right,
yeah, 40k, because yeah, so Noise Marines, they have electric guitars and they shred tasty licks on their guitars until their heads explode. Yeah, so that's fun. But the Dark Eldar are just kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically their whole thing. Torture elves that live in the warp, not the warp, the webway. Oh, we got an active chat.
Hey, Wonderful Galaxy, what's going on? Leffy Noir, what's going on? Favorite RTS games are historical Total War games? Yeah, that's how I was introduced to Total War. Was my brother would always play it, and I was a little brother, and I was like, man, seems really complicated and hard. I bet I would do worse than Brian, so I shouldn't try. And
I played Medieval 2. That was my big Total War introduction game.
There's nothing to increase range, which is unfortunate.
You guys should sing while playing.
Sing while playing.
What? Any requests? Not that they're gonna get fulfilled, but I am curious.
That's a good question. I'm curious too. I thought it was funny, the golden one, like, posted on Instagram. It was like, I've always kind of liked the Slaneshi aesthetic. Only their aesthetic, I swear, nothing else. You don't have to worry about me. It's like, it's really funny that he's got that kind of audience where they would be like, they would have a problem if he... So, the unit scale is supposed to be, like, super big, but I think it's just on the character models. Yeah, so, like, these guys are quite large. Quite big boys. Oh, Marcus Wolfhard can go super far? Oh, fuck yeah. Go up here, dude. That's a good position. I like this. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to be a good idea, but that's alright.
We got a couple requests. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole, and it's been a while by Stains. And I remember Diggy Diggy Hole back when that was new.
It's like this big breath of like ancient cringe uncovered.
It's nostalgic. for that phase of memes, you know, back in the day. Dude, I got whiplash recently.
Oh, look at that frame rate. Yeah, that means you have enough explosions.
We chugging?
Oh, yeah, look at that frame rate. That's how you know you have the good frames.
Love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Alright, you need to start shooting at something that isn't stupid. You did that. You guys have to stop getting distracted by. Oh, hey, you. Can you shoot? Can you shoot them? Keeper of Secrets, I guess, is like a dangerous unit. I don't know. You shoot.
Oh yeah. So anyway, think about ancient cringe. Blow the dust off. Someone mentioned in conversation recently because I had to fix someone's router. Yeah. The tech support for almost everyone I know over the age of 35. So they just when there's an issue they call me. And it was a wild goose chase, so I had to go to a bunch of places. And, while someone was, just we were talking about the problem. Someone mentioned in passing Tobuscus. Like, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Tobuscus?
Tobuscus.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is? That was he was big on YouTube for a while. He did musical parody trailers for video games. He did the Nugget and the Biscuit song. Did a lot of Minecraft stuff too. Anyway, he's no longer around for some various reasons, but someone mentioning Tobuscus in public was I don't know, it was just the last thing I thought I'd hear in a day. It was a long time ago. I'm trying to think, when was the last time Tobuscus was no name? He's jostling for that same audience as PewDiePie was during that period of time.
You should shoot this thing, right? This is such a fun unit. It's a light wizard that shoots light through a bunch of magnifying glasses to shoot a laser. Fantastic unit. Design-wise, anyway. It's kind of trash, as you can see. It's not hitting. I think it has to restart the firing process every time the target moves out of its range. It has to rotate. So right here, if it inches forward, it'll have to restart all over. Yeah, see, it's still not gonna shoot. So, come on, just shoot.
Yeah, Smash says, were those allegations true or false? I don't know. I mean, I didn't really look that much into it because it's not like I was watching Tobuscus when all that went down. I just sort of stopped watching by that point. It was just sort of, oh, that's a shame, to hear that happened. He did kind of seem like he had, I don't know, he wasn't necessarily completely stable, so maybe. I haven't really looked at the facts.
What are the allegations? What were the allegations?
It was allegations of abuse of his girlfriend at the time, and then multiple women came forward that he was just generally, extremely violent and sporadic and emotionally unstable.
I'm gonna look up what he looks like. Maybe I have seen a video. That seems like this sounds like the kind of channel where someone would be like, "Oh, you have to watch this," and hold up on their phone and be like,
That is that's accurate.
It's so funny, dude.
Wonderful Galaxy used to watch. Good Sparkles, Shane Dawson, Ramon Johnson.
This guy doesn't look that familiar at all. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen this guy.
Oh, he was big in his prime, but he's no longer around.
Ray William Johnson. I remember so many goddamn people would be like watching that guy on their phone. Like, I would walk home and like one of the guys that would like go the same direction would have it like equals 3. It's like, oh fuck man. It's like, it's like you. It's like, don't you ever want to like talk? It's like, does anyone want to have a conversation?
Yeah, that's a primordial YouTuber, Ray William Johnson. Like, that was a long time ago. You know, he's still doing stuff. He's on TikTok now, and every now and then, the only reason I know that is because every now and then he comes up on YouTube Shorts. Because YouTube Shorts, for some reason, thinks, like, it'll just, like, I pass those by, and it's like, Ray William Johnson? And I'm like, I don't know where you're getting that from. I didn't watch him when he was big. I didn't watch him when he wasn't big. You're just guessing. I'm like, his content's, you know, his content's fun. You know, it's pretty good. But it's not something that I'm, like, subscribing for and turning on the bell notification icon. Cat smile? Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Alright, what's another faction?
He was big at his time, now he's on crack. Yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't doubt it. Equals 3 is a cat smile. Yeah, that's okay. I'm just so used to seeing it :3 and not equals 3. So what factions are you choosing?
I'm doing Bretonia, and then I need someone to destroy.
Bretonia and someone to destroy. Oh, do Nurgle.
Okay.
Just go through the Chaos Gods. The guy that played Nurgle that we knew was also very bad. He was also friends with the guy who owned the shop. Like, and he helped him behind the counter sometimes. And he was nice, unlike the other people that played Chaos, which was interesting. He was just generally, you know, again, matched his faction. You could just tell that he bought into the whole Papa Nurgle thing. Seemed like a good fit. It's crazy how that happens. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's sort of like, you know, the local game store version of sorting yourself into a Hogwarts house.
What's a good creature? Not toads. Ah, here we go. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fill up the amount of points required though.
Ugh, terrible news about this update.
What, did it hang at the end?
Yeah, it was like, alright, 15 minutes left. I'm like, that's a little long, but whatever. And now it says it's gonna take an hour. It just suddenly dropped off a cliff. I'm not entirely certain why. It says Steam taking revenge on me. It's like, next time, maybe instead of just going to sleep and forcing me to run CK3 for 4 days, maybe you should turn me off. Maybe that would be something that would be nice, like a normal person.
Equals 3 had an Asian girlfriend that abused him. She was hot, TBH.
Jesus Christ. What a takeaway from that. Bastard brothers who pick at the beginning of YouTube. I should watch a small-time YouTuber called DanFan. She makes great videos about reacting to comics.
Yeah. Oh fuck. What happened? Oh man. Do you like the wedge formation? Man, that's a tight wedge.
Has ever heard of the stupid Mario Brothers? No, that doesn't ring a bell for me.
Oh man, this is fucking incredible. Wait, so you don't have a horse, you fucking retard? Why did you come here? God damn it. Fucking multiplayer shit. Alright. He by default starts with a horse. I forgot to change it. Alright. You guys just charge right in. Man, that's a big Kugath. The big guy.
How do you guys find YouTube streams? Because I participate in these streams, but I don't really watch YouTube streams outside of this.
I don't know if it's possible. Okay, wait. It appears...
Wow, look at that. That's for sure a horde of Nurgle cultists.
It does appear that this is going to be a little fucked, because I don't think they're charging properly, because this formation doesn't seem as orderly as it possibly could be. This is like some winged hussar shit.
This is getting to levels that's reminding me of a Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, or there's something similar to that. Where it's just hordes and hordes and hordes of disorganized troops. That would be fun to stream. That would be really fun to stream, actually. You ever play that?
I've seen it before. I think, yeah, get him. Whee! I made the impact force max, and you know what? I'm pretty fucking disappointed, because that is not high enough. Yeah. Good charge into that. Yeah, that impact force, I was really kind of... Oh, that's kind of nice. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I like how they're getting flung into the air.
They're bugging out super hard. They're all clustered together as one. I don't know, maybe that's how they're supposed to be. I think they're holding hands, so I think that's actually what they're supposed to look like. Yep, that's what they're supposed to look like when they fly away. Yeah, it's like a goofy unit.
Wow.
That is a traffic jam right there.
You know what I used to watch before, again, a controversy just sort of got in the way of all of that? Unfortunate how that happens on YouTube so often. I hate that. But anyway, you might have watched this, and I think that you would like it if you went back and watched it. It's the demo disc series specifically for Funhouse.
Specifically
you ever watch
what?
that? So the channel is Funhouse, and the series, like the sub-series, is demo disc. And it got started because a bunch of the guys in the Funhouse team, and they all work for Rooster Teeth, who did Red vs. Blue, just to contextualize it.
Right.
So a bunch of these guys, they got big, because they got in on YouTube pretty early and all that. Anyway, so there's a few guys who did demo discs, and someone sent them in, like a fan sent in a huge binder of demo discs. Back in the day with like Game Informer, sometimes they'd send you a disc that had demos on it. And I played that. I was a regular recipient of these things. Given that my dad was an enthusiast and all that, we played a lot of demo discs in my day. So seeing a whole series about dedicated to demo discs was a lot of fun, because sometimes the demos would not get made into full games, and this would be the only way you could play them.
Ah, that is super interesting.
And it is really interesting. There's some serious lost media kind of stuff just sort of locked away in those discs, and now they're documented. And it's also really funny, because oftentimes the demos on these demo discs they're just completely busted and unplayable, or they're just bad, and it's really fun. And sometimes they're actually great, and it inspires people to go and check out whatever early 2000s game it was promoting, and it suddenly has a surge in sales or something. But their commentary was gold, pure gold. It was hilarious. I laughed so hard every episode. And then one of the guys left to go do his own YouTube thing, and he shows up sometimes, and then another guy committed a heinous crime and got fired, and then the series is over.
I'm so curious what the what the controversy was. Also, in all caps, why are all those horses bunched together?
Yeah, that's funny.
600 horses. I thought they were gonna charge in all as one unit.
Yeah.
I know Rooster Teeth is trash, but I, if I had to write a report on that, I'd have to study.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Rooster Teeth is indeed trash, especially these days. But back when Demo Disc was, like, when it had everybody, and before Adam committed his actual crime in the office,
Oh,
it was a
Jesus,
lot of
someone
fun.
named Adam committed a horrible crime?
Yeah.
What
Oh,
what
man,
what
that
happened?
was- So he he did a lot of stuff like over a period of like a year or two, I think, where he took, first off, he filmed him and his wife sleeping together, and he sent it to some other woman, like, as in an attempt to sleep with this other woman. And as part of their correspondence, he also took nudes in the Rooster Teeth office,
Right.
like in the Funhouse offices, like where they filmed videos and whatnot. And of course, that got leaked, and everyone's like, "Wow, what kind of person does this? You're fired." Yep, and that was basically
takes
that.
for a charge to. Yeah.
That was around the time that something happened with Achievement Hunter too, right? I don't really remember. I never watched Achievement Hunter, but I do remember there was a controversy happening like almost at the exact same time as the Funhouse controversy. Been a dump, man. They had good potential and just went downhill. Now they're on the same level as Death Battle in my eyes. Oh man, Death Battle. Dude,
Yeah, we were talking
I
about
haven't
that,
thought about that.
A stream or two ago.
God, Death Battle, man. That was. You're right. Things that were once good have gotten really bad, and those are two examples of things that were once good and have gotten really bad.
Alright, what's another faction you want to see destroyed?
Let's see, what are our options? Oh, the update brought in Chaos Dwarves. I don't really care much about them. They don't have those in 40k.
Oh, I can't pick anything except for shit tons of hell cannons. That's so funny. This is all. Oh, but I can't start it without a lord. Okay, it's funny. How about Cathay?
Ooh.
I think peasant long spearmen will be good against this army. They're all anti-large.
Peasant long spearmen.
What else do we got? We got something more expensive.
All peasant long spearmen playthrough.
Let's see. Now, I need something more expensive to make it fair. I wouldn't want it to be unfair. Oh, let's see. These guys. Perfect. Fair and balanced. And the map, naturally, should be this one. Where these two would naturally face off. Hey, it's King Credo. Death Battle admitted they are biased, so they rigged their battles to be the most controversial, no matter how stupid they sound. I can imagine that. I watched this this podcast where they were talking about, the topic of the podcast was like them supposed to be debating different fights between different people, and it was really awkward, right? Because they were mad at I don't know. Someone asked a question, like someone was like, "I'm so smart because I heard this random fact, like this random alleged science fact, right?" And then one of them was like, "But that doesn't make any sense." And so he's like asking a question, right? As you might when something doesn't quite make sense. And the one guy, I guess, was like more main guy. I don't know who the fuck these people are, but he was like really like spiteful about it. Like he was mad that the guy was questioning something he said, and he was like, because what he said was, "It's so cold in space. It's impossible for something to be hot in space." And then the guy was like, "Well, that doesn't make sense. What about like the sun? What if you're right next to the sun?" And he was getting angry at him, and I was like, it was so weird to even be watching it. I was just like, this is. Look at these nice thick boys. And now these very tiny Chinamen. Oh, these are kind of interesting weapons. The spears that like the well, I guess these are called bidents, right?
Yeah.
Two-pronged spear. And because they're such big unit models, they're walking everywhere instead of running, which is very strange. Here we go. Oh, well, he missed that charge completely.
Let's get down to business. You're even in a snowy plane and everything.
I reduced gravity, as you might be able to tell. Wow, Beyblade over there. Spin, spin, spin. Oh wow, that's...
You know, speaking of death battles, there was a show I used to watch. It was on Spike TV, but it was also on, certain streaming services and whatnot.
Can I predict what
Deadliest Warrior?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's either the animal one or the Deadliest Warrior. Yeah.
Yeah, Deadly. I used to watch a lot of Deadliest Warrior, and I used to like root for one side every time.
Oh yeah, I would root for one side too, and I'd like almost always be disappointed. The one there was a couple fights that were so bizarre. Like I remember they had Shaka Zulu versus William Wallace, and the whole time they never mentioned that Shaka Zulu lived in a time that had guns. It's just that his technology was like still so much worse than William Wallace's. And then they had Samurai versus Viking, and they had the Samurai win, probably because someone was a giant weeb. But
well, they had Samurai versus Spartan also.
Yeah, they later had like a tournament thing, or they had a rematch or something. But I remember they did a test where the guy with the katana tries to cut through ring mail, and it doesn't work. And then they're like, oh, well, he could just cut him in the legs instead. And then they all shrug and go, yep. And then that's the end of that test. And then I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, what do you mean you could just cut him in the legs? Like, so he's going to squat down? Like, this is... So, yeah, I don't know. Oh, can he not charge them because they were braced before? Oh, you're supposed to dive into them.
We got 6 people in this stream. This is one of our more populated streams, and I'm not even in the game.
And I'm stuck fucking around in the portal mode because you can't download the update.
I mean, hey, this is proof that people come here for the conversation, right?
Yeah.
They come here for the commentary we provide. We are 42 minutes out from this this update being done. But who knows if that might randomly change depending on the direction of the wind.
Hey, it's Pyros here. We were there at the coronation of his new name.
Yes. We've got that immortalized.
Not to dead name you, but hey now. 1 minute melee is better.
Oh, what was that?
Oh no, sorry. Someone was saying 1 minute. So they Death Battle had an alternative version that they wouldn't do any kind of like. They would just choose randomly who would win, and they wouldn't have any logic behind it. They just have 2 people fight. Like there was like Wesker versus Mewtwo, and they didn't do any like kind of research. They just hired the animator to animate something without doing anything prior to it.
I remember when they introduced like teams, like several groups of people.
I bailed way earlier than that.
I watched it through, I don't know exactly why. I think it was because I was watching with my dad. He was like, let's finish it. I'm like, all right, we finished it. Anyway, or at least we came close. And they ended the Taliban versus IRA one. They ended that in the goofiest manner possible. It was actually...
Oh, you're talking about Deadliest Warrior. I was like...
What do you think I was talking about?
I thought you were talking... Sorry, I switched back to Screw Attack, and I was like just thinking... I was just imagining them using sprites for the fucking Taliban. We're having a sprite battle with fucking Taliban. Oh, okay. I'm okay.
That would be funny. That would be funny. Oh, God.
Alright, let's have 1v1 duels. That's what I'll do. Vampire Coast, we're... Okay, well, 1v1 duels after I figure out who will win versus in this matchup. Uh, yeah, so the Taliban versus the IRA. I remember watching that. I don't remember anything about it though.
They ended it. I think it's been a long time, but they ended it in an IRA victory, and I think it's like they ended like there's one-on-one, and the Taliban guy like rounds the corner with his AK-47, and the Taliban guy like tosses him a live grenade, and he catches it, and looks at the camera, and blows up, and that's the end of the round. And I was like, man, they didn't approach that even a little serious. They were going for the slapstick with this deadliest warrior episode of the Taliban versus the IRA.
Yeah, yeah. Deadliest Warrior. Oh man, I was talking to this guy once, and man, it was like, okay, so you have a big crab, but these have tiny crabs. What's going on here?
7 people in stream.
Yeah, so I was
basically like being famous.
I was talking to this guy one time, and he got super mad because I guess
about things can't be hot in space. Yes, I remember.
No. I was talking to that's different. I was talking to someone in person, and wait a second. Are they just hold on? Will they just take it if I just like stand still? Are they not going to approach me? Oh, okay, so hang on. We got to get a spell ready. We got to get the best spell ready. What is this? Oh, someone like Ghost Knights. Yeah. What is that? Song of the Throne. All right. This is the best spell. You ready for the best spell? Best spell. Okay. Don't dodge. No one likes a dodger. So I guess he liked Apache Indians, and then the Apache Indian either won or lost or something like that.
That's one versus the gladiator, right?
Yeah.
And he got him. He killed the gladiator. Like the gladiator had him on the ropes, but then I think he
like cut him a bunch of times. So so this guy was like, yeah, that made a lot of sense because yeah, so Ghost Ship gets summoned and shoots a broadside. It's just like such a goddamn goofy but fantastic spell. Big fan. Oh, here it is. So he got very. I made a joke and I was like, because he says in the episode like, oh, you could kill him like a million times or something, or maybe the guy I was talking to said that. He's like, oh, they could kill him like a million times in like the span of 2 seconds, and it's like, yeah, but you only need to kill somebody once. And I started laughing, and he got super like actually like really mad, and I like couldn't even handle it. I was like, oh, come on. Like I literally said that, and I looked to his wife and I'm like, what am I supposed to do about this? And he's just like fuming, like super like very mad, like about to be violent mad, like, you know. And it's just like, man, it's just like, it was so tragic because this guy like was this nerdy couple, and like they at one point were doing pretty good in life, and there was always like some cracks, right? But then it was just like, I don't know, they were just like, their whole like fucking life was a disaster at some point. It's like I don't know, the guy was like I don't know what the hell was going on, but it was like the guy got laid off and then didn't get another job or whatever. I think it's like essentially the thing. But he was like talking about it like it was so much more, I don't know, dramatic. He's like, oh, I'm just like fucked up because I was in the military. My brain's all fucked up, and I'll never get another job again. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, you have a real like degree. I don't know. He like did tech stuff, so it's like as though you couldn't get another IT job, dude. Like I don't know. But he was like, he was like drunk and like, and he wasn't drunk when I talked to him, but he was a drunk. Like he was like drinking and whatever. And I know that because he was like drinking when we were talking, and then I was like, we were talking about something else, like someone did something silly in like a show or whatever, and I was like, someone's drunk, you know. When talking about like the writer of the show, But like hearing that, his wife had this like big like visceral reaction. Wow, this is so wobbly. The mass just wiggling around. The unit size is way too big. It's fucking goofy. She had this big visceral reaction. It was so tragic because like, you know, growing up, it was a struggle to even imagine myself, you know, being with someone who would be okay with me playing video games. You know, like, because you eat so much of that media where it's like, haha, you'll grow out of video games are only for little babies. Like, you will grow out of video games, you won't like them anymore. And like, you know, all that stuff, and like, oh, your wife is gonna like be mad at you if you play video games or have friends or whatever. Like, there was so much of that media around, right?
Yeah.
And then I saw this couple, and they were happy and nerdy and whatever, and so it like really like heartened my optimism for the future. But what they had was like the bare minimum of what you really like aim for in life. So like, you know, it was nothing crazy. You know, they just didn't hate each other.
Yeah.
It was nothing.
I mean, at least that's something, you know.
They had a nice game room and they had a nice house, and for having like a very small income between them, they had a nice house and they had a lot of nerdy stuff, and they had like plenty of money to spend on their kid and everything. So, you know, it just goes to show you can kind of make it. He'd been out of work for a long time, and she had just finally gotten a job after years, and it was like being a mailman or whatever. And like they were doing fine, and so it kind of, on one hand, it was like disheartening because I kind of saw them as like the goal for what I should be shooting for. But in retrospect, that's like, you know, I first met them in like freshman year of high school, and that guy by the way is like super. Here's a character profile for you. So upon first meeting him, he was like my friend was like, oh, they were older, right? And they were going to see like one of my friend's shows, one of Connor's shows, and they were older, and then Connor was like, oh, they like RPGs and stuff, like they like fantasy, and I was like, oh, really? Oh, that's cool. And so I was like, well, I was a little bit like maybe skeptical, because I just hadn't met anyone that was like not that I hadn't met anyone. It was just it's not that common maybe to meet someone older who likes nerdy stuff, or maybe I wasn't exposed to it as much. I just kind of believed the
meme.
Yeah, so I was like, also like if you could be any of the three classic archetypes for like a character in an adventuring party, like what most aligns with like what you find appealing or whatever. I was like, what's your archetype like warrior, rogue, or mage, just generally, you know, just curious, you know, because I was like, I'm a mage, you know, Connor's a rogue, like. What do you think? And he was like, well, if I had to pick anything, I would choose a blade singer. And he's like,
man, didn't hear the basic archetype part of that question.
He's like, because they like rock out, and like the more intense the song gets, like the more powerful their magic gets, and you know, they're elves. They're only elves, so then I would get to be an elf, and you know, like elves live a long time, and every year your dick gets a little bit longer. And I was like, I was just like, it just took me so out of his response, and I was just looking at a guy who was like a grown man with a kid, who's upon first meeting a kid, and I'm like aware that I'm much younger than him and that it's like bizarre. I was like, upon first meeting a literal like freshman in high school, this guy feels it's necessary to try and convince this high schooler that his pee-pee is big. And I was just like, man, that's so... my first instinct about meeting this guy was like, man, I never want to be like that. Like, I never want to be...
What an atrocious conversation. That was a garbage opener.
I just immediately...
What's a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Like, I never want to be...
You come across that kind of person in a lot of LGSs, you know, like a lot of local game stores. I don't know what it is, but man, that is the worst.
Man. just to be.
Pyroseer says, wait, what? Hold on, we gotta check the chat. It's been a second.
Oh shit! There's people in chat. Sorry, we're so used to these being ghost times. We forgot you guys were here.
King Credo laughed the hardest when Death Battle tried to end the argument of Goku v Superman, mostly because they published it when Goku only had SS God form to make everyone upset and won't publish a rematch. Lively chat.
Viking would have lost against Japan exactly like the Mongolians until the Hun didn't conquer Japan because many factors, including technology difference. I don't know. The test that they ran certainly like made it seem like the Vikings should win because the katana had like 600 kills and they tested the katana against the armor and it didn't work. So I was like, oh okay, well then you're fucked because it's like your whole torso. It's like, what are you gonna do? Crawl on the floor and cut their feet? So. I mean, I could. The big problem is the bow, right? Because like the way that they test the bow, they're like, okay, so every samurai can shoot from far away and shoot them in the eyes, and like the guy who shot the bow, he could shoot him in the eyes, so they were like, all right, therefore all samurais can do this. So you know, that I mean, if you have a fight with a guy who can shoot you in the eyes, and you know, it's kind of just like, well, how do you get close? It's like we have the shield, but I figure by those metrics they should lose to the bow a lot. You know, if you're gonna say that like every time they shoot the bow they shoot them and it's an instant kill unless they move. I don't know. It's like that to me made it more difficult. But the test they ran made it seem like yeah.
How many giant units do you want, Adam? Yes. Adam hate hobos.
How the hell that went from a basic elf lover to a PP contest? Yeah, yeah.
Ignoring us lurkers? We never. You are seen.
Hey, it's Neighbor. What's going on? Yeah, Spartan versus Spartan from Halo.
Warrior.
Definitely balanced. What were you saying?
Yep. Speaking of Deadliest Warrior.
Yeah.
There's Deadliest Warrior fighting game. Not sure if you ever played it. But I played a lot of that game.
Yes. Oh yes, I played it. My friend's little brother really liked that game, and so he would want to play it with us. And oh man, throwing you know, his brother had a bit of like he had a bit of an anger problem, right? So like it was real easy to make him scream. There's so many range attacks that instantly kill you randomly. Like,
I made the pirate in that game.
Oh yeah, you piece of shit. You just shoot him right in the face. You fucking piece of shit.
And he's so lucky about it too, shooting him in the face. Oh god, that was funny. Him and there was someone else. The knight was fun because he had one of my favorite things about that game was the fact that you could customize weapons. Like, you could unlock weapons via gameplay over time, and one of them was a war pick you could unlock for the knight, and that thing had crazy reach and was essentially a one-hit kill.
Oh, to explain for chat, because no one's played this game.
Yeah, it's you and me, and then your friend's little brother. And
it's just us three. It was there were only 3 players. The all-time high on Xbox Live. You look at the stats, 3, just us. So this game was physics-based, and if you got hit in like a vital point, you would just fucking die immediately. So there's all these like wanky janky hitboxes that would fucking kill you for no goddamn reason. Even attacks that don't look like they're supposed to be lethal, you just spout blood and die. And like, oh my god,
it takes me back.
Especially and it had no like locking on system, so you could kind of turn yourself while swinging and get some real weird shit to happen and just kill someone instantly. And that was especially lethal with, I think, the Spartan. I forget why. But there's some way of you just, like, kind of stabbing in a weird spot and just killing someone.
Yeah, it was with the Zypos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, do you remember zombie mode in that game?
Yes.
Where you just, like, lop off limbs and then you have to keep on fighting, like, with the disadvantage of not having limbs. Until, like, someone hit, like, a vital torso organ. Center mass.
Whew. Yeah. Yeah, like somewhat I remember. Oh, Lizard Man?
I have fond memories of this broken ass game. I'm looking through the Steam page. I apparently have this on Steam, which is very funny to me. Because I
Oh,
didn't
you
play
do?
this on Steam back in its prime.
Does it have split screen?
Oh, it has multiplayer.
If it has like split screen, like local co-op, you could invite me to play with you, and we could stream playing the Deadliest Warrior game.
Oh, that would be a blast.
That game is such a fucking piece of shit, though. We should, it would be kind of cool to have like fighting game night. Someone was saying that they wanted to play me in Soul Calibur 6, which sounds really fun.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that. What's another faction that should get eaten by lizards? Skaven. They should get eaten by lizards for sure. So what's the cost? I'll make this fair. Don't worry, guys. I'm a very fair and balanced streamer. Okay, so this is 6,000 remaining. Okay, so I gotta spend 6,000 points. That sounds fine. We'll have a lord, and then 6,000 points of Skaven Slave. Oh no, not the slingers. That'll really fucking kill me. I think we can go. Yeah, that looks fair. Yeah, they even spent more points than me. What could go wrong? Entity scale. Oh, we want impact force up. The charge duration seemed to not work. Maybe if I raise it a little bit, it'll be fine. And we don't need a lot of gravity. That sounds silly.
I'm reading these reviews, and they're actually really sad for this game.
Aww. What do people like? It doesn't work anymore?
Well, it works, but it's like no one's playing. So one of the not recommended reviews says, I had some absolutely amazing times playing this DLC back in 2013-2015. The game was an absolute hoot. Unfortunately, though, as is the problem with online games that have bad developers, it's completely dead. Do not purchase this. You will have nobody play it with. You have missed the Deadliest Warrior DLC.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Apparently what I'm reading here is actually the Deadliest Warrior DLC for Chivalry.
Oh, that game was okay. So that was fun. Chivalry in general, I just think any of those games where, it's like kind of skill based. You're gonna, I don't know. There's like a, I guess I don't know. There's kind of a limit on how much fun you can sort of have with it. I played Chivalry with my friends, and then one of my friends was very, very good at it, and so he wanted to handicap himself by putting away all of his weapons because he was just killing everybody, and then dynamite. And then he but then eventually he got bad at the game, right? And then he never really recovered. And then we would play the game, and he'd get frustrated and I was like, come on, why don't you just use a sword? And he just wouldn't. He's like, no, that's for fags. I'm so good, I don't need it. I was like, all right, But he would just, he wouldn't have fun, and we would always lose, right? Because I wasn't good at it, so it was a hard game. But yeah, we played that version, and that was incredibly unbalanced, which was sometimes fun, but you couldn't play some of the factions because there weren't enough people on those factions because no one wanted to play certain factions. A lot of people wanted to play Spartans. Spartans are really cool, right? Knights were ridiculously strong. You could regenerate as a knight, so you could crouch to regenerate faster. So people would just squat and start swinging randomly, and you could really out heal most damage from most other characters. Yeah. It was quite the thing to see. Fuck yeah. But the ninjas were really funny, and I liked playing as the ninjas. But not common that people would want to play as the ninjas because they were not very good. But they normally in Chivalry, everyone mashes 2-2, 2-2, 2-2, something like that. you open up the voice menu, and then you hit 2 for the second menu, then 2 for the second option on the second menu, and that was laugh. And so everyone would be mashing, like, you know, while you're playing at a LAN party, everyone would be like, you know, you'd hear the mechanical keyboard just go like, of everybody, you know, pressing it over and over again, and it would be ho 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 ho. I still remember the laugh. One of my friends had it as his like text message alert. Ho 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 ho. There was 2 laughs, and that was one of them. Was the And I played it a shit ton, but yeah. But when you ran into combat as the ninjas, no matter what voice command you pressed, because they're ninjas and they're sneaky, they don't talk, so they go shh. No matter what.
I remember that. Oh, I forgot that happened.
That was so funny.
Was really
so
funny.
When you're rushing into battle, instead of going ho 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 as like, you know, normally, they were all going shh 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 shh. And every single voice command has a unique shush, and they would all just be like shh 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 shh. It was very funny. I also once watched a YouTuber who was talking about Warhammer lore. He ended up to be kind of a piece of shit, but when asked if you could be anything from the Warhammer fantasy lore, what would you choose? And he chose this. And he was serious. Because he was fat. Because someone was like, why would you want to be fat? Like a fat lizard. And he's like, well, have you seen me? I'm already like fat and I can't do anything about it. And I was like, you definitely can. And he's like, but at least then this is what I'd be supposed to look like. And I was like, man, that sounds like a real ideology of weakness. I should, instead of working out, I should dream about becoming a fat lizard man.
That really is something. I don't know how you get to that point, strictly. I mean, even in an escapist fantasy world, if you still make yourself the immobile fat lizard.
Yep.
I don't know. That says something. I don't know what it says, but it says something.
It says something.
We got more people in chat.
Oh shit!
I only play MMO and MMORPGs. Which MMOs do you play? I was a WoW addict myself back in the day. I got pretty serious.
Fight me in Naruto Shippuden Storm 2. Yes, sir. Sure.
Nice.
I have that. I think I have that. Let me go look. There was a bunch of Naruto games on Steam, and I grabbed a couple. Naruto
I remember
Shippuden
I
Ultimate
saw that being played
Storm
freshman year.
4. I have 4. Come get me. I played it once with Trisha, and she was like, "This game sucks." And I was like, "Yeah, but like, what's your point, dude?" Oh man.
Oh, you know what would be a really fun stream? Hidden in plain sight.
Oh, you don't have to get 4. Don't spend money on these like stupid things. I don't want to cost people money unless it's on Horizon Quest. Stream brought to you by Horizon Quest, except I don't know where I have that. I don't have the window to, I closed the browser window because I was like, man, I can't possibly handle any more like draw on my CPU than the updated. Since the update, this game is like more of a CPU hog for some reason. Like it uses up more memory than it did before, and there's a bunch of people that are like, it keeps on crashing. CPU overload. We need to fight now and IRL. Slightly terrifying because I think Wonderful Galaxy might come to one of the cons we're going to. He'll just like pile drive me through the table. Something about folding tables is just like
They radiate violence.
yeah, they radiate.
I'm planning on going to 2 cons this summer, if not 3. Just for fun, because they used to have one out by me, but they had it like literally every year since the 70s, and I got to go to a handful, and then they shut down because the place they were hosting it decided that they didn't want them there anymore, and they couldn't secure another place, and one of the founders got sick, and it was a real crushing blow. And then there was like literally, if I wanted to go to one, I'd have to make like at least a 3-hour trip. But now they're having 2, like within like 20 minutes of me, like one in July and one in August. So I'm really excited to go to both of those. I really do enjoy going to cons. A lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's big news.
Nice. Yeah, I guess it is the business we're in, right? So we gotta go to cons and stuff.
Yeah.
The cons are expensive to go to.
Oh yeah.
Compared to like craft, but I mean like as like a vendor, you know.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. Yeah.
Compared to like some craft fairs, you know, like some will just be like $20 or $30, and then other ones are like, haha, we're so much better than the other ones. It's 140 or like some are even like 200 something, and it's like some of them are just charging that because they think they can get it. You know, they're not thinking about the value they're actually supplying to the people who pay.
No, and they're just like someone's gonna pay it.
And people do, and it's, you know, but they're usually not worth it. Typically, like anything that's like, you know, you kind of you don't really make that much more at a, like the fairs that cost like $200, you don't make that much more. You know, it's not. You know, in my experience anyway, I haven't really found myself raking in so much more cash. You know, it's like it's like a little bit more, but it's not to scale with how much more they're charging. If that makes sense.
Yeah. That does make sense.
Huh.
Yeah, they're sort of set up, you know, sometimes if they're not set up for quality, they're set up to squeeze as much money as possible out of you. I hope the ones I'm going to are good, because this is the first time I've been to either of them. Like, I think one of them actually, this is their first con. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, there's one company that they do fairs they do like some of the craft fairs in like parks and stuff, and they charge like $600 for a table.
Jeez, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Quite.
How do they expect you to make that much?
You know, some people do. It depends on like what you're selling, because like, you know, some people have certain stuff that sells better, especially at different times. You know, by Mother's Day, right? If you have something that's $30 and it's Mother's Day, someone's gonna go grab it because they have to get something that's like $20 or something for Mother's Day. They have to get their mother something, and they go to a craft fair because they have to, you know, and that's where they're going to look for the thing, right? So you can, you know, but if you're, so what do you need? You need 20 people to buy something? It depends, you know, and like, what happens if the weather's bad? You know, they don't always have great policies either, so it's like, it's 100% not worth it. Like even if you make that money back, it's just like you're doing so much more work because even if you make the money back, you're still spending like, you know, $500 that you shouldn't be spending, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, if that makes sense, it's like you know, because that's still a lot of product you've got to make and stuff. So it's like, you know.
Got another comment from Wonderful Galaxy. I never went to a con. I want to convince my chief to go with me because I don't want to be a loser that goes to a con alone. So, I can understand the sentiment. You know, it can be a really fun couples activity going to a con. It's a lot of walking, so you got to be prepared for that. You know, walk around the dealer's room a lot.
You have to not have one of those girlfriends that's like, I didn't know I'd need shoes for walking. It's like, oh, man, you really need to not ever buy shoes that you can't walk in, because, you know, that's primary use of shoes, I've been told.
So, I mean, luckily I've never run into that problem, mercifully. But, you know, I do know it exists. I know it's out there. Anyway, so yeah, so it can be a fun couples activity. But you shouldn't be embarrassed of going to a con alone, because, you know, think about what you're going to. You know, it's not like people there are going to judge you. I feel like it's
kind of the opposite.
Yeah, it's like, I I don't know, be unashamed. Go, have some fun. Buy some shit from local artists and, just look at people and, just see what people cosplay as and get some cool pictures and do something yourself, just have fun with it. Go to a couple panels, get an autograph. Something about the atmosphere of a con just really speaks to me personally. I don't know what it is, but
nice.
It's a shared camaraderie amongst a large group of people that are really passionate, because that's the kind of person that goes to a con, is someone who cares, And I mean, maybe Comic-Con, that's gigantic.
Comic-Con, my issues at Comic-Con have always been we're this thinking about it the whole time, oh man, we're gonna have to leave and be in New York City,
Yeah, fair enough.
Just a walking nightmare.
Yeah.
Adam is judging me. Oh no.
He wants to go to a PonyCon for women and not the bronies.
Oh, A Wonderful Galaxy's girlfriend is a Pegasister.
I mean, listen, all right. The Pegasisters are not even close to being on the same level as bronies.
Yeah. No, it makes a whole lot more sense. I mean, for a girl to like My Little Pony, it really doesn't, it doesn't seem strange at all. It's the guys that like it.
Closer to the intended audience than a brony.
Infinitely closer.
Infinitely closer. It's the...
So how's your download going, by the way?
We're a minute away from it downloading. However, the download speed indicator is an unreliable narrator.
I think we're both a little dum-dum. We could have been playing Magic this whole time.
We could have been.
Yeah.
We could have been, that's true. But I I've been focusing on the conversation. I've been keeping an eagle eye on the chat.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, my girlfriend wants to go to a PonyCon and not the bronies. Got it. Okay, so actual horses. Never mind.
oh, actual horses. Okay, I thought it was a specific Pegasister con, and not.
You should have just said a horse convention.
But
I guess ponies are
specifically
different
small
than horses.
horses. Ponies.
Specifically, yeah. Okay, sorry.
I thought you were talking about My Little Pony. I thought so too. I saw you say that she was into ponies earlier up the chat. I'm like, that's probably that, because I don't hear ponies used outside of that context, especially not in the context of going to a con. But I assume that horse people also have that.
Horse people.
I meant the MLP, but the older ones. Alright, now I'm confused.
Oh.
You did mean MLPs, but you meant vintage.
Wow.
So
that's how refined.
They have cons for that? That's so specific.
How dignified.
Yeah. That's taste.
So
as far as that whole fandom goes, that's like saying you read the manga, in a really smart way. I'm into the 80s MLP. Oh, you watched the cartoon? How quaint.
Alright, let's see. Can we beat Cathay? And we'll do... Yeah, we'll do the Dune Dragons, and need to make room for a Lord, yeah.
Great news. The download finished. Bad news. It has to verify the download, and that's going to take another 20 minutes.
Oh, fantastic. And then it'll be patching?
And then it'll be... Oh, yeah, can't forget that.
Yeah. I think it would be fun to do, like a fighting game night or something. I don't think we have quite enough people in chat that I could, or enough some streamers will fight their viewers or whatever, but there's oh wow, this is a lot more cannons than I thought I was gonna get. All right, place your bets now. Who thinks I can do this? Whoa, so many cannons. Oh, when you click it, there's a huge delay. Alright, so I don't know. Can this guy... Is this guy's aura going to cover any of this? Alright, dead eyes. Literally nothing. Okay, what if I put you in the middle of everything? Dead eyes. Okay, that's some. Yeah, whatever. Live with that. And now we have Araness Assault Spite. The, probably the most ugly character design that anyone could have come up with. In the lore, she doesn't have these peg legs, and they were just like, yeah, that's sick, dude. Like, softish peg legs. Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's the character, huh? Cool name. Aranessa. Very cool name. I used it in like a D&D campaign, and they were wowed. They're very wowed. All right, let's watch these cannons shoot. Huh? Thump thump. Can I aim one? I can. All right, here we go. It's like the highest I can get on there. Can I do this?
Another comment from A Wonderful Galaxy says, one of the first questions my GF first asked me if I was a brony, and I said, ew. I suck at fighting games, I only have a few, none of those in PC. Which fighting games do you have, Piracy?
Oh man, this many Queen Besses is fucking nuts.
Hey, you're getting a question about the comic.
A question about the comic. I know about comics. The comic, anyway. When will the next comic come out? Oh, like the one we're working on now? That, I don't know. That'll come out like when the campaign's done. Yeah. Oh man, there's a lot of these guys. We gotta really work on our rate of fire, boys. Like, we're really just shooting at one unit. That's really not.
I mean, that one unit is having a terrible day.
Yeah, it sucks to be in that unit, but you know, we really need to like stop them. Yeah, let's.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna give myself a snack.
Alright.
I'll return.
Oh man, this is so glorious. There's so much bombardment. What is this? Madame's Luck. That's fun. Spearfisher's Net. Quite useful. Might need it, actually. So, they've just kind of stopped some of them in places. What's your deal? Why aren't you shooting at something? Is their speed, like, so reduced they can't move? Would that be a thing that's happening? Oh, some can shoot them. Okay. Nice. They're gonna come out of the woods over there and cause some problems. Sure. I think it'd be so cool to have an RPG that dealt with pirate ship battles. Or just any kind of ships that have big conventional cannons. Just the idea of designing lots of artillery on a giant war machine. Like, build your own Rata tank. It'd be so fucking cool. Mortal Kombat 11, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, Tekken 7. I've got the, whatever the latest Tekken was, I have that. I think it's 7. Um, and I have Mortal Kombat 11, but it greatly depresses me because of how the women were designed. I feel like upset that I spent money on it because it ended up just being like super. It just left such a bad taste in my mouth. Oh, we'll see if Thieves get out of here. I want like a real RPG. There's so many pirate games; they're all multiplayer, and I just hate that. I want to play like a single player, because oftentimes these multiplayer games are like only multiplayer. Please give us money with, you know, mass player bases, and then it's just like, I know there was one game, but it was like it wasn't pirate ships. It was other stuff too. Can't remember what it was called. It was like From the Depths, I think it was called. But the tutorial was outdated. Like the in-game tutorial was outdated. Figuring out how to get anything to work was like, you had to already have been playing the game the whole time because like, no one's videos explaining how to do the game functioned, and the tutorials were completely wrong like in the game because things had just been changed and moved around. And then I was looking through the update logs and was like, oh, we moved that option because it made more sense. And I was like, well, but to where? Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean Online? Oh, perfect. Exactly what I need. Yeah. I liked parts of Path of... No, not Path of Exile. Why would I was confused those two? Pillars of Eternity. Yeah, PoE. 2 PoE games. I liked parts of that, but I don't know. The whole like lore for the world was kind of shitty, and like the story, I don't know. A lot of that game was like written by somebody who, like DMs for like D&D or something like that, but their players don't respect them, and so when they wrote the game, they were like, oh man, the god is so cool, and it shakes you by the scruff of your neck and you can't do anything, and like it'll have dialogue options that are just pointless because they'll be like, the god gets mad and then you can't do that, and they constantly drag you into the realm of the gods to like show you how cool the gods are. It's the same thing with like Divinity Original Sin 2. A lot of the scenes are like, this character's so cool, you can't do anything because the character is so cool. It's like, alright, very cool. Abandoned Ship was sort of like that. I don't know if you like it. It's more of a strategy game. Let me go look that up. Because I'm assuming it's on Steam, right? It's a strategy game anyway. Abandoned Ship. This looks familiar. This is probably somewhere on my like. Somehow it was like, we would like to show you this other game that you're not interested in. Oh, this looks neat. Yeah, is this on my wish list? No, it's not. It looks familiar. I must have seen this when it was like super early access, and I was unsure if it would actually turn out okay. This is interesting. Because I like the idea of like resource management and like, empire building. That kind of resource management where you're like researching different things and stuff and building stuff, but then it's condensed down to one super good vehicle, like a giant tank or a giant ship or something. This is interesting. I'm gonna put this on my wish list. The other thing I'm curious about was War Tales. Yeah. I enjoyed Skyrim, however, Skyrim suffered from underdevelopment. If the DLCs were just bigger worlds with more stuff in it and better abilities, it would have become a much bigger deal. I find those statements to be sort of conflicting, because I feel like the DLCs were, for the most part, just bigger areas with not really a lot of new ability, other than maybe Dawnguard. I think Skyrim had a far superior combat system to Oblivion, but was still garbage. You know, like they were talking about having the gameplay of melee combat function, and I was very excited for that. And then it didn't really, because you kind of just approach the enemy and just do damage in melee, and then kind of walk forward and backwards, like you're fighting in like Half-Life 2 Deathmatch. I don't feel like there was a lot of like mechanics to it. Like I originally they were like, oh, you're gonna be able to perfect block with shields and shield bash if you hold on it too long, so you have to use it for just perfect blocking. And it was interesting, and then I think that proved to be too hard for people that don't play games that much. So then it was just like, okay, pressing the shield button is holding on block, and then you can shield bash, but you know, yeah, I guess that's fine, right? But I don't know. I think Skyrim was obviously amazing. The hard pill to swallow with Skyrim is that the next Skyrim, after Skyrim comes out, right, would be like over 10 years later. And you know, even now they're not making another Skyrim, right? They made Fallout 4, which I thought was good, but you know. The Dawn Guard never delivered on the trolls, and with Dragonborn, a small island with an underworld like Minecraft. You know, I didn't play all of the DLC for Skyrim, honestly. All right, so let's perhaps. No, we don't need to do that. All right, so what? Let's have the AI pick its own army, right? What army do you guys think I should go up against? I'm curious how good the mortars can be, given to left to their own devices. Cathay, I picked Cathay because their infantry moves extremely slowly. Actually, it's not. It's not extremely slowly. It's just slower than me. Slower than normal humans. Normally, like Empire, it's I don't know. No, that's about right. Yeah, for like the heavy stuff, I guess 28 is normal. I'm used to 30 or 32. Guess that's archers is 32? Yeah. I know it's even faster now. Interesting. In the Darn Guard, you could buy armored trolls that would be like a companion, but you never get one. What are you talking about? You never get armored trolls. I bought armored trolls. I had armored trolls following me. Also love armies that spawn more people as they go. Well then, we're looking for undead. Let's do it. Vampire counts. What do we... Auto-generate army. This army is probably manageable. The thing that would be a problem is bats for an army of just artillery. But they have no bats. Yeah, I think that map is fine, whatever. Yeah, you could definitely buy armored trolls. You have to talk to the dude, the Nord guy in the base. My first playthrough of Skyrim was pretty fun. I did magic, and for the first time magic felt good. It's very cool being able to put different spells in each hand and combine them a little bit. Until you get higher level, and then the best thing is just to stagger someone with a projectile spell. And when the different types of spells kind of ran out, that was a bit disappointing too. I wish they had more varieties than they had, but you know they already put way more development into the magic than it was ever in Oblivion, so can't really complain too much. I'll be very excited for, you know, like Sky Oblivion or whatever. horses are going to be a great idea to shoot.
Alright, I'm back.
Willkommen.
So let's see. I've been keeping along with the video in the chat.
Fantastic. I gotta pee super bad, so yeah, it's a shame it's not multiplayer where I can just like hand you units. But I think I've led them well enough. We'll see how they do.
Alright. A wonderful galaxy, you should not do that to the fire summon. Is that the flame Atronach, or is that something else? I've been watching a lot of those AI voice videos with Dagoth because his voice comes across so well with the AI impersonation. It's very funny. He has one about the flame Atronachs and awkwardly explaining his infatuation with the flame Atronachs. The fire Atronach has good hypes. You can't tell me what to do. That's the spirit. Now you just need an Oblivion Gate. The President's AI videos have been getting out of hand. They really have been. There's this guy, he's made an entire anime podcast comprised solely out of AI presidents. And I mean, that's really impressive. I haven't been keeping up to date with it, but the things that I have heard have been really good. Like, very funny. I'm trying to remember lore-wise. Are the Atronach sentient, or are they like beasts?
Hey.
Somewhere in between. Welcome back. We're talking about flame Atronachs.
Like iced Atronachs. The ice Atronachs, they're different in. Oh yeah, I remember what in Skyrim they looked like an iceberg, and then in Oblivion they were like a whole thing. They were just like a big guy with big hands, big ice hands. Fire Atronach.
The snack I got myself was roasted chicken instant noodles. Dawned on me that I worked so much on the video today, I forgot to eat dinner. So I got into the kitchen like, damn, why am I so hungry? And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I've definitely done that before. How are there 437 people manning one cannon? That's alright. This is not 400 people. I'm looking at the people. Oh, because there's like a million cannons in each unit. It's not just one cannon anymore. There are 10 cannons now. Got it. So if you're shot by the cannon, you will never move. It's just that not everyone is shot by the cannon, I guess is what's happening. Because there's a movement reduction when you get hit, and I think there's just so much fire that they can't get anywhere. Just period. They're just like restrained. She is eventually going to die because this thing does a dot of damage to stuff nearby. It's one of his effects. This one. Whoa. 160 to 320 damage? Do they increase that? That seems like a lot of damage. Oh, this is the Regiment Renowned version, maybe? No, it's not. This is just regular. Jeez. That's a mod I want. I want one that makes this happen when it's not in melee, because it's so hard to keep this thing engaged in melee. Because if another enemy goes in front of it, it stops being in melee. Like, yeah.
You're right, King Greedo. Eating is important. Today's message: eating is important. This only really happens on weeks where I'm really behind on the video and I don't like finish it until Sunday or something. I just beeline to finishing it and I forget most other lively functions.
What is the largest ally unit in this game? What do you mean by large? Like the amount of models in the unit, or the like size of the unit, like the size of the character model? The largest one in scale is that dinosaur showing that it's like on all fours. It's kind of like a Spinosaurus that can't stand up. And then without the spine, of course. And then the largest like model count wise would be whatever the Skaven basic infantry I think is. They just have tons and tons of rats in the unit. Second to zombies, I guess. I think zombies have 200 when you turn up the graphics. I don't know, maybe it is zombies then. Because I think Skaven are 180? I don't know. You know, I honestly have no fucking idea. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Speaking of the Skaven, I remember when, I think it was around the time when the current mayor of New York just became mayor. He had a press conference about rats, and people were making Vermintide jokes about it because the things he was saying were so ridiculous. That this message is to the rats of this city. This is our city, not yours. New York doesn't belong to the rats, it belongs to us. And everyone's like making Vermintide memes about it, and like Skaven memes.
Oh man. I know.
He was addressing them as like an enemy force.
I know, I saw some kind of news story because I was visiting my grandfather, and he had the news on. They were talking about it, and he was like, the mayor was like, I own properties that have problems with rats, so we're gonna hold a rat seminars across the city so people can learn how to keep out rats. And I was like, shouldn't like the news have a problem with this? Because it's a rich guy that has property who's using government stuff to serve his private interests. And they were like, isn't that so nice of him? And it's free for everybody. And it's like, I guess.
I remember one of the things they did in the city was that they hired a rat czar. That's what they. That's not
Excuse me, a rat czar.
A rat czar, yeah. New York City's first rat czar.
As in, like, CZAR? Like the Russian czar?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's in control of, like, killing all the rats in
Wait a
New York
second,
City.
she?
Oh, yeah. This story goes...
I gotta
whole
say,
rat story.
not to be a sexist, but, I kind of feel like an expert on killing rats is not typically a woman.
It's her passion, I guess.
I've met plenty of girls who have pet rats. Plenty of guys who have pet rats too. Nothing like gendered there. But to kill lots of things, I typically look to men.
Well, the New York City rat czar is heading up a raticide in the city. Because New York belongs to people. New York doesn't belong to the rats. That was so funny. It was like a Batman universe style press conference. Like he's addressing the Joker or something. Funny. New York's really just a special city, ain't it?
So how's the patching going?
Oh, it's done, but I gotta finish my roasted chicken Maruchan.
I think you should make sure the game launches because it might have
that's
like
a
an
good
extra. Yeah, let's let's not take
Let's
any
get ahead of
risks
that,
here.
yeah. Okay.
So they got rid of infinite magic for everybody. However, there's still items that will give you infinite magic, and I think Zinch gets infinite magic very easily.
That makes sense for Zinch.
Yeah, but
And Zinch needs a dub for, like, the balancing. Just lore-wise. God of Secrets.
oh no, here. Wait. Why is the Exalted Lord of Change more expensive than Kairos Fate Weaver? How bad is Kairos Fate Weaver? Okay, and then so I have a wizard duel, I guess. No, that's stupid. What's a race that should be destroyed by magic?
What are our options here?
Ah, greenskins. We haven't killed greenskins yet. They definitely deserve to be purged. Yeah, we can't have any of these magic casters, though. That kind of defeats the whole... That's a shaman. You're a night shaman. Big boss. Perfect. I'm just curious how
It
far
launched.
Infinite Winds of Magic will take me.
Oh yeah, it's got new art and everything for the Chaos Dwarves.
Oh, thank God, you're in the main menu?
Yep, but I'm gonna finish eating first.
Yes, certainly.
So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, did you hear about that streaming service that that Games Workshop wanted to do?
I did, and how they took all the money and funneled it into a trailer for the Horus Heresy instead of, like, what people were paying the subscriptions for?
Oh god, that was such a garbage service. And they were so hostile and, like, saying, listen, you gotta stop, you're either gonna stop making content, like we're gonna, like, cease and desist, copyright strike you, or you can come work for us and take your stuff off YouTube voluntarily.
Oh, yeah, and the stuff they were putting in those contracts was fucked. Like, that was so fucked. They were binding people to terms that I don't think would ever actually hold up in a court. Like, it was way out of scale of, like, what is reasonable.
Yeah, it's straight up like worker abuse. I mean, I'm glad it failed because Games Workshop tries a lot of shit, and it's all sinister, and it all fails.
Yeah. Decrease cooldowns. Oh, I'd like to decrease cooldowns. Yeah, that sounds good. What's this?
King Credo is currently eating a sandwich with a glass of milk. Cheers, mate. It's a solid combo. Big sandwich, man. What kind of sandwich are you eating? Is it a classic pairing with peanut butter and jelly? Or is it something more out of the ordinary, like a sub?
A dignified, classic combination.
Yeah. That's a good beverage. I'm currently drinking mine with a Core Power Elite Strawberry protein shake. I don't know how they got 42 grams of protein in this thing, but
Holy shit, you're drinking 42 grams of protein?
yeah.
That's a lot of... That's gotta be, like, thick.
You know what? Surprisingly, no. It tastes good. It's only got 7 grams of sugar, and it has 42 grams of protein. I have no clue how they did that. People at Fairlife are doing something. Because the regular has 26, which is already a lot. 42 grams of protein in a serving? That's insane.
Yeah.
My go-to because of that. And it's like animal protein too. It's not like soy or like pea protein.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got the good products over there.
Yeah.
When's their Sergeant Salamander sponsorship?
I would not turn down a sponsorship from Airlife Core Power. I wouldn't turn down a sponsorship from almost anyone, to be honest.
Would you?
In case there's anyone hearing this, Raid Shadow Legends. I'm open
Raid
for.
Shadow Legends.
That's how you know you made it.
Yeah, get a sponsorship from Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah.
So the infinite magic thing, it doesn't seem to be doing jack shit. I don't know, like, you know, I kind of vaguely remember Kairos' magic actually sucking, but I always won with the magic, so I was always like, kind of like, yeah, this is like, it sucks, but it's enough to win. But I'm gonna fucking lose. This is like the infinite thing right there, I think.
Oh,
So
I
this-
almost forgot. You could get like a premium version of their stupid subscription at the Games Workshop streaming service then. And they would send you like one mini for the premium, and like that was it. Like one mini like every several months or like once a year or something insanely infrequent like that for something that is not worth the extra price either. Like if you buy the mini for cheaper, then they're offering it for you as an add-on to your subscription.
Right. Yeah, it's, you know, it's honestly tragic how many IPs are in the hands of despicable companies that don't deserve them.
Yeah.
And you know, I saw a video where Lindy Beige was interviewing the guy that runs. Oh shit! Did the game just crash, or did I close the desktop like a moron? What did I? Oh, I'm about to quit the game. Yeah, I literally just quit the game like an idiot.
Sweet wallpaper.
That's my starting soon / like be right back screen.
Okay.
It's actually not.
It's
my,
very cool.
Yeah, it's we're like RPing some Yu-Gi-Oh game. And this is so Seto Kaiba and the Blue Eyes White Dragon girl had a kid named Blue Kaiba, and I went into Paint and I paint bucket tooled like a picture of Kaiba's hair white, and Trish was like, "No, you have to like blend it," and I was like, "Are you out of your mind right now? How dare you criticize my Blue Kaiba?" Where's my Blue Kaiba? I think it's like
A Wonderful Galaxy is out here just saying things. Adam is super cool, sunglasses, followed closely by cute wife. We love our active chatters.
Oh yeah.
The world turning.
This is my Blue Kaiba. Is it on top? It should be on top, yeah. So this is my Blue Kaiba, right? Obviously superior work of art, but you know. Trisha's over here with Kaiba Man, right? This is Blue Kaiba. There's a card called Kaiba Man, which is obviously Seto Kaiba wearing a Blue Eyes White Dragon helmet. And so Trisha like changed his hair from brown, which it normally is, to white. So this is Blue Kaiba after he loses his virginity, and he's like very full of himself. And then
Imagine
he
he
was-
close from Berserk, but instead of becoming a member of the God Hand, Griffith just turns into this.
Okay. Anyway, how do I get rid of Kaiba Man? Blue Kaiba. Beautiful. Okay. Alright, now back to the action-packed action of waiting in the lobby. If after all this it crashes to desktop when we try to load the save, it'll be pretty funny. Yeah, I'm hungry too. I'm gonna go get some beef sticks because I'm on keto now.
Beef sticks.
I feel pretty good on keto.
Yeah.
It's working. It's working. I think it's working. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting fatter and I have no idea. But.
I'm hoping this works. Let's see how long we've been going here. 2 hours and 20 minutes to playtime.
Dude, there was like there's a bunch of like based stuff on Instagram now for whatever reason. I guess like censorship is down because they're not. It used to just be like 2016. They would just delete anyone who was conservative, even slightly. Now it's like much more representative of actual people. And there was like someone had a post where they're like, I'm against anything plant based, and I was like, all right, relax. First of all, you know how easy it is to put a label on your bar of soap that says plant based? Like, my dad was like, he was like fretting about whether he can call it organic, because different whatevers. But now people would say plant-based. It's got to be collusion between companies, right? I mean, maybe. It could not be, but it feels like it, where it's like, oh man, organic, all natural, too difficult to prove. We're getting sued over this, right? Let's all just switch to plant-based, because, it's based on plants. It's literally beef. Plant-based. He eats grass, right? Uh-huh.
Base is plants. I saw someone talking about the plant-based Reese's cup, and I'm like, I saw someone comment like, oh well, nice try, liberals. I'm sticking with the meat-based Reese's cup. Like, I get they mean they took milk out of it, like it's a dairy-free version.
Okay.
But to say plant-based implies that there's an animal product, that there's meat. Like, it implies something else.
Or that there's no oil in it, like petroleum product or whatever, but you kind of don't have to worry about that with, like food, typically.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Oh, okay.
What brand is your meat stick?
Thrive Market. Like some, like...
Oh, Thrive, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to eat a lot of them when I was doing paleo, which is very similar to keto.
It says right on the thing, paleo, gluten-free.
Yep. They make really great, like, granola. Really good granola, because the big thing, or one of the big things of paleo is that you can't have any grains.
Yeah, you guys want some ASMR? I got a helmet fresh off the presses.
You got a helmet fresh off the presses? Oh, you're cracking it open?
It's going to be super loud, but I'll pop it off. So they have granola? But it's like special granola you can have on paleo?
Yeah, it's really
extra
good.
meat and like caveman milk or something?
Yeah, like caveman stuff. Like stuff that cavemen would have had access to.
Right.
Delicious. Even just off of paleo, it's a great snack. My favorite one is their maple one. Yeah. I remember I ate that when I played through Papers, Please for the first time.
It's funny how food ends up being like kind of linked to the games that you play.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I replayed Gene Forge a million years later. I played it on like the family computer, some like shitty Windows XP thing.
Yeah.
And I had these like vitamin gummies that like they were super low in vitamins, so you had to have like 4 for your normal dose. was like, literally just marketing like candy as like a thing you have to buy a lot of and eat a lot of, which is, I guess, an easy sell.
Oh, see you later, Pyroseer. It's great having you, as usual. See you next stream.
Yeah, catch you later, man. What is that? These visors have been really, like, fucking with me quite a bit. The helmets print fine, for the most part. The visors tend to, because they're kind of thin, they tend to not want to adhere in the back. And I predicted I might eventually have that problem, so I made the back a little wider. So like more enforced, so it won't break as easily or whatever. Even so, I'm like occasionally having an issue. The other night I had to print like 7 of them because they were just failing like a few minutes in, one after another. And you know, I'm almost done with this spool, and I ordered more spools like a gazillion years ago. It feels like a long time ago. I ordered it when the campaign, like a few days into the campaign maybe, when I was kind of predicting I wouldn't have enough, but I'm almost done with this spool, and still have a lot of orders. Was it like 16 orders for helmets?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, super nice. Curious how the Indiegogo is going. How is Go-Going now? I haven't checked it.
Oh, how is it going?
We got to 3K a while ago.
Nice. That's really good. Congratulations, man. That's great.
Thanks. That's awesome. And thanks to you for backing.
It's my pleasure. Looking forward to receiving our signed copies.
Yes. Yeah, still at 3K. 301K. Or not 301K. That would be, yeah, 301K would be great. It's $3,000 and $1.
Or $301,000. A quarter mil would be fine.
Same thing with some hot sauces I get. It's 100% vegan.
It's awesome.
Man, would you have a hot sauce if it was like not vegan? We won't tell you why.
If it wouldn't tell me why, I'd be a little suspicious. However, here's the thing. I know that, so for certain colorants, there's the big one, which is the one that's petroleum derivative, Red 40 or whatever.
Yeah, red dye number 40 that causes all these like behavioral issues in kids and stuff, and it's like terrible for you.
Yeah, but that's vegan. But there is something that's called Red Lake, also known as Carmine. And that is the powdered shell of a very small roly-poly like bug, which is bright red. So that would make it not vegan.
Ah, okay.
So you have to watch out for ingredients like that that have bugs in them. I didn't realize that was something that was just out there on the market, but I guess it's better than petroleum. My favorite food colorings in terms of like things that aren't bugs and aren't bad for you. There's tomato lycopene extract, which is just the color of a tomato essentially, and then there's paprika oleoresin, which is also just the color from paprika. And neither of those would, cause diseases down the line, and neither of those are bugs. So those are catching on. I used to never see those. It was always red 40 this or something else. I saw a chart once that broke down what health conditions the different artificial colorings caused. Blue caused like asthma, and red causes hyperactivity, and maybe we shouldn't be eating that. Before the oil-based ones, like the petroleum-based ones, there were coal-based ones, and those were even worse. And that was the kind they used in the 70s. Was coal-based food coloring.
Yeah.
And that was just straight up causing cancer on a short enough timeline that people were noticing. And they switched to petroleum.
Which I'm sure is fine. It's like my dad's working with all these like CBD companies because everybody's desperate to have CBD soap made.
Yeah.
You know? So. And they're all like, oh man, there's only He's like, I'm seeing all these studies and there's only benefits coming from CBD. And it's like, listen, I like fantasy, but I don't believe in magic. Like, there's got to be something wrong with it. And like, some of these companies are asking him to make stuff that's like very questionable, you know?
Yeah.
For instance, one company wanted him to make, because anything you label CBD, it sells more to potheads, right? So there's there's like CBD, like the Vaseline that you put on for where you like check for the baby. It's not a sonar. I know it's a monogram or
ultrasound.
Ultrasound, yeah.
A sonogram, yeah.
Sonogram, yeah. Yeah. So it's like that feels strange.
Yeah.
To put CBD in a thing that you're putting on a pregnant woman's belly, it's like, I just don't know. Like, it's like Dan, I can look up a whole lot of videos about how the health benefits of coal and lead paint. You know, they're out there. When it was very
I'm not
new,
addicted. I can stop anytime I want. Uses CBD laced sonogram gel.
there's some stuff where it's like lip gloss is one that.
To join game, unspecified error.
No.
Try sending to me again. Try it again.
You want to start a new campaign?
Starting over from scratch. What's your name on the game?
The Bloodgoats. Did that work? The last invite?
Let's see. I see you now.
It
and
could
by name, I was talking about campaign. But oh nope, failed to join. Unspecified error.
All right, let's see if I make it a new game. If that's the problem, because it's a Immortal Empires. So the title of the game is Squats, by the way.
Squats.
Oof. Also, if you do want to mix it up and do vampires, I could do vampire pirates. We would spread vampire.
I'm in.
Nice.
Only took us 2 hours and 34 minutes.
Since we are starting over, do you want to pick another faction or you want to go vampire again?
Let's see what we got.
Because if I did Noctilus, it's not. It looks far on the map, but it's not that far because I have no neighbors that can attack me. It's not that far for me to go to you, starting as like Vlad, for example. You could do Manfred, of course, or what the fuck this guy, Heinrich Kemmler. Heinrich Kemmler, by the way, is. You know what I mean? That's quite the name. I wonder if that's based on any historical figures. Oh, you know what? Oh no, you probably don't own this guy. This guy's like a shitty DLC that you shouldn't get. I like it, but you know, it's not good. It's not worth $10 for sure. Do you own? Oh wait, can you play any of the DLC that I own?
I don't know. I guess
you have the Awakened selected. That's DLC.
Yeah. They have a purple ribbon on them.
Oh, it's a purple. Okay, but it let you select it, right? What happens if I select something I don't know, like Chaos Dwarves? It doesn't let me hit ready. Does it let you hit ready as the Awakened?
No, it doesn't.
Ah. Wish they did the Paradox thing.
Well, we got a lot more comments all of a sudden.
Oh.
What's the point of food coloring? I think it's like a psychological thing. people associate color with certain aspects of food. Lead makes water taste better. Play CK Theory at Game of Thrones mod.jpg. Chaos Dwarves campaign, do it, Shorts. You mean vampires?
Oh no, I don't own Chaos Dwarfs. Dwarfs like Chaos Dwarfs, dwarfs because they don't put the V in there because they want to be different than Tolkien Estate. So I could do, if you wanted to do vampires, I could do Noctilus and sail to wherever you start.
Yeah, I could do Heinrich Kemmler.
You want to do Kemmler? He has two traits. He has zombies that have hunger, so they regenerate while they're in melee.
Yes, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. So you can have a starter trash army that's unstoppable if you play it out. If you auto-resolve, they'll tell you you're going to lose, but they're wrong. Like, you will win.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. You wanna rock and roll with this? Oh, game settings.
Yeah.
End game difficulty, maxed. And what scenario do you want to face in the end game? Orcs?
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Or
Good
Vermintide.
classic. Oh, Vermintide and Vampires sounds like a lot of fun. Flavor-wise, that sounds fun.
Vermintide? Yeah, it's okay. Let's do Vermintide. And, yeah. Let's get a longer early warning timer, because I think we'll need that. And, oh, we're both in free-for-all. I was about to hit start. Team 1. Let's go. Both go on Team 1. And let's fucking go. Oh, this is going to be cool. This is going to be so cool. Also, you have another ability where you get regenerating shields on ghost units later on.
Oh.
So, like Halo barriers. And they never stop regenerating. It's not like health where you reach a healing cap. You can always charge in ghost cavalry and then cycle charge them over and over again, letting the barrier recharge. Especially because ghost cavalry have a slowing effect on impact and on aura, and they're really, really fast because they're ghosts and therefore have no friction or something. I don't know what the logic is, but they're incredibly fast.
Fun
cavalry.
excuse.
And then tons of armor piercing. They've made a lot of undead stuff incredibly overpowered. Yeah. Yeah, Never's enchant, like Heinrich Kemmler. Yeah, that's an original name. Nothing to see here. Chem. Be the guy with the eye patch that starts with a big mecha warship. He doesn't start with it. That's level 18. I think Noctilus is probably my favorite faction to play as. What on earth? Oh, my map is rotated. I was like, how the fuck did I get over there? So I think I'm gonna just like try to make peace with the elves because I don't want them bothering me. And they offer me nothing. You know, like fight like these elves you start at war with, they offer me absolutely nothing. Like there's no benefit to me fighting them.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, I think, yeah. So what I was doing with my brother was I was attacking places, and then I would put a pirate cove in the place, and then I'd let my brother capture it, so we'd have a pirate cove in the same place that he would own, maximizing our profits. Because you generate 50% of the person who controls its income is one of the options of the buildings you could put in there. And so my brother would like make lots of money, and then I would be getting.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be taking 50% of his. It would just give me an extra 50%.
Yeah.
Although they could have changed that. Ah, this is so exciting. Finally started.
Yeah. Yeah, next week I think we'll be able to start on time for the earlier start time.
We're like 7 minutes away from when you want it to end.
Yeah. So I think maybe, I wanted to hop off around 2 because Mondays. You can maybe around 3.
Yeah, you wanna? I guess, yeah, we'll do a couple turns.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Yeah.
Also,
I was
welcome
really
back,
glad that
Scaramouche.
video got-
I was in the grocery store and I heard the song where they go Scaramouche.
Can you do the fandango? Yeah. Yeah, that's what that reference is. Almost unloading. Nah, I need to give my computer a good cleaning. Like the dust trap for the fans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it from here through my headphones, so I'm like, okay, see, it's time.
My fans are like heavy. Like they have weight to them now. I can hear them. It's like a low sound of them moving.
Yeah.
It's kind of time for me to dust off the fans. I cleaned off the top and it was like super thick. There was no reason it should have gotten that bad. I just didn't. I kind of have a wire disaster of like epic proportions.
Yeah. I mean, mine is kind of controlled chaos, but I keep it, controlled being the operative word.
Oh, here we go. Are we gonna load in? We gonna load in?
I'm loading in. Navier says thanks, now I have that song stuck in my head. It is catchy.
Let's see what kind of aid McMaggot I got.
I love the scream sound when I click on a city. That's fun. That's
Oh, you're which one are you? You're Kendall.
Blackstone
Yeah.
Post. Yeah.
Okay, so you got some fun stuff. The AI doesn't always do very well in your spot, but you're pretty. I can get to you pretty quick. I need to sort out some elves. I don't know who am I at war with. I'm at war with two types of elves. They'll get over it though, I think.
They'll get over it.
Step one, I think, is just fucking wipe them out. I don't know if I should like raise their capital or something like that. Kind of feeling like that's like a bad waste of my time. Take the money. Yeah. How do you feel peace now? Still don't want peace? It's such a waste of resources to like sack their capital because they're poor at the start of the game. I could raise it. I could wipe them out as a faction, but oh, you know what? Maybe that's a good idea. What's your garrison look like? You're not that tough. I bet I could auto-resolve you if I just like recruited more. That's what I'll do. I'll capture this and I'll sell it to their neighbor for peace. To make them like me. And that's how I'll keep Tyrion from seeking me out. Or I won't do that. You know what? I'm not going to do that. That sounds like a big risky play and I'm not going to make it. I'm just going to go a little faster. Turn on the turbo and leave. I'm just gonna beeline it to you, and if I have to defend myself, that's fine.
Oh, we got neutral capitals nearby? That's neat.
You have what?
Neutral capitals nearby?
Neutral? What do you mean neutral?
Fort Berg base. Click on it. It says neutral.
Oh.
Oh, Marienburg. Maybe it's neutral towards me.
Ah, yeah. You might even have a non-aggression with the Empire.
Well, Chillfroy over here is bright red, so...
Oh yeah, he wants your butt. Oh, you have a Necromancer next to your army. You could toss that into your army to give you a little more juice.
Yeah.
Hex rates, are these still super busted? Oh, they're a little bit less busted than they were. They're still quite good, though.
Stick with my garrison.
God, those are so good. This Ghost Cavalry stuff, that's the real good stuff. They're super resistant to physical attacks, so they'll be a bit tanky. They're very glass, like they do a lot of damage, too. Oh, look at this! I can recruit a Queen Bess. I thought that was a mod giving me that. They gave that. Did they just do that? Oh my god! I can start the game with a Queen Bess. Fuck yeah, man! All right, I'll go.
So where are you located?
I'm right in the middle of the map. So it's a decent co-op partner. Other than like location-wise, it's just that like you vampire corrupt people, so not everyone can get along with you. But I will help you to take over new areas because as I am in them, I will be corrupting them. Oh, speaking of, I guess I could probably build some ship parts. No, probably not.
I am over here, northeast, in the middle. So should I be making my way to you, or just making my own?
No, I'll be making my way to you because I'm very mobile. I'm like semi-horde. My only territory I'm going to have for quite a while is going to be the place right in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
So, no rush. Unassigned skill points? So I can get to these. And, I have an outpost available. Based Chad Keep. Alright.
I was gonna wait and see how long it took you to notice that.
Alright.
So I add this guy to the main army. Joss Lichmore.
You like right click on the army when you're selecting the guy. Oh, I never finished what I was talking about earlier, where I was like, it's a shame how a lot of IPs are held by people that resent the IPs and the fandom and want to just deconstruct like everything about it.
Yeah.
Lindy Beige did an interview with the person who runs the YouTube channel Modern History TV. Modern History TV, that guy is actually the CEO of, is it Rebellion Games? And that company owns Judge Dredd, and he likes Judge Dredd. Like the comics, they owns the IP of Judge Dredd. They publish comics.
Oh, cool.
And he likes Judge Dredd. He likes the IP that he owns, and he's a nerd. And they did this long interview talking about Judge Dredd, and just like talking about the lore and all the comics that they read that they liked, and like what he does every year with the comic, and it's just like, it's just very cool. Like they put out a yearly comic once a year that's for kids, so that dads can show their kid Judge Dredd comics because plots won't be that interesting or they'll be too adult themed.
Yeah.
And it was just so cool to hear him talking about like how to improve the thing that he has instead of destroy it.
Yeah. That really is nice.
Yeah. So you done with your turn?
Doing one more thing.
When there was non-alternating turns, this was a very good... Oh, you know what? Let me unend my turn. I don't think we have a trade agreement. I don't know if we can have a trade agreement, but I know we don't have one. Oh, we are trading somehow. Okay.
Nice.
Cool. 281 factions. We gotta knock that down to just 2. Yeah, and he was talking about like when they made the Dread movie, that super awesome Dread movie. He was talking about the different stuff that he made them put in. Like when he wrote it, like there's a thing called consulting or whatever, and the consulting thing is like, Lindy Beige had like a story where he talked to someone who was consulting on a movie for an IP that he owned or whatever, and like they called him up and was like, oh, what did you think about like the script? And then he was like, oh, I have a bunch of notes. And they're like, oh no, we don't need to hear those. And he's like, well, what you called to consult? And he's like, yeah, we just have to call you to consult to say that we consulted you. So anyway, take care.
Ridiculous.
But they actually got the right permissions and stuff. Like when they sold to make the movie, they actually got the actual permissions to actually be consulted. And so there was the person who doesn't have a helmet, the psychic troop, and they wanted her to not have a helmet, but she was a trainee. So like later on, she doesn't wear a helmet when she's like an officer or whatever. But as a trainee, she would have to wear a helmet. And so they wrote into the script, it's like, well, you need to give some line to explain that. And then they say, like, and then they wrote into the script, oh, it interferes with my psychic powers. And it's like, okay, that's fine. As long as you mention it, because it would just be weird to have, every other police officer wears a helmet, but this idiot, like...
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there was, they actually had control over the script to make sure that it was done well. And that's, like, far more responsible than I think a lot of IP owners. Like everyone's just desperate to get the thing made, get the money.
Yeah.
And I don't even think you make that much money a lot of times. As the person who's like writing the thing or owns the IP. How come I can't? You cannot recruit regiments renowned while at sea. Okay.
It's a cool ship's wheel animation.
Oh, you see that too? When I do a right?
I'm looking at the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, when there weren't alternating turns, this faction was very good for co-op because my turns are very, very fast. It's like already over. Wait, you're taking attrition? That's new. Kemmler didn't used to take attrition.
Huh.
Interesting. Oh wow, there's already 267 factions. That means...
Wow, someone's doing our job for us.
Yeah, that means 14 factions are wiped out.
More research.
Olivia Thirlby is hot, so that helps. Oh, that must have been the girl in the Judge Dredd movie. Yeah, Carl Urban, I only know who he is because he said, when they gave him the script, he said that if the script has me take the helmet off at any point, then the movie's not for me. Because that's not Judge Dredd.
Nice.
And I was like,
very
fuck
good.
Yeah, dude. That guy also did, there's no way I'll take attrition. Okay. He also did, fuck, what was it called? Mad Max. The new Mad Max. Fury Road. So, solid stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to do my best to just maintain one army.
I'm building up my forces for a siege on Jizero.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate name they have. I shall build up my forces to siege Jizero. Are you recruiting zombies?
I'm recruiting zombies, I'm recruiting some direwolves, getting a good spread.
You probably don't need any more direwolves than what you have. I would say 1 or 2 units of bats or direwolves is enough for like a field battle. In a siege, you just basically can't use them, kind of. Well, maybe not. Maybe they could break open gates. I don't know. Because they can't climb walls and stuff. The zombies early on will be very, very powerful for you because somewhere in your inventory you should have a ancillary equipped to Kemmler that gives him replenishes hit points, that gives the hunger to zombies. So it makes them extremely strong. Way stronger than I think the creators of the game understand. Because yeah, you can definitely win battles just by putting one blob of zombies up against. Baby Yoda is back with The Mandalorian. I canceled my Disney Plus. Why would you ever get Disney Plus? When Disney Plus was announced, it just reminded me I should be pirating all the Disney movies.
Yeah. Exactly as it should have.
Man, my dad watches like only like super leftist news, despite being pretty conservative, and he just had no idea what was going on with Florida and like Disney and everything. And I like explained it to him, and he was like horrified, but he was like annoyed. He was like, "Oh man, this DeSantis guy, he's gonna cause all these people to lose their jobs because Disney's gonna go out of business." And I was like, "Listen, if Disney goes out of business, it's probably a good thing." But it's always like interesting. Because he's like, "No, I gotta watch the news." It's like, I really feel like you're not getting as informed as you think you're getting.
Yeah. You shouldn't be, watching the news in the first place. You should be reading the news. And even then, you'd only be reading the news from wire news sources.
Yeah. And
if
even
you're
then,
watching the news, they're selling you something. That's it.
Yeah, and even like my brother prides himself on only reading Associated Press, but it's like you can still be biased even if you're, because you can just be biased in what you're reporting. Like you don't even have to be limited to that is such a long time for research. Do I get it? I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
A Wonderful Galaxy says, because I watch stuff on it, not everyone hates everything on Disney like my hero Adam.
Because you watch stuff on it. Can't you just stream it on like whatever fucking website?
You can. There's like a billion different websites to do that. You live in the golden age of the high seas. So I do with most movies. If I like the company, etc., and I pirate it, still buy the physical when it's available. Yeah, you should be able to be discerning with your money.
Yeah. I'm always excited when me and Trisha watch a movie and we like it. Then we're like, man, we can buy it. You know, now we're gonna have like actual movies that are actually good. We'll have like CDs. So, I get random rewards for declaring war on random factions. So, I'm going to declare war on the orcs, and I'm not going to bother you about it because then they might actually attack you.
I can't move if I'm recruiting.
Yep.
Okay. Well, next turn. Then I shall take Jizero.
You're gonna you're just gonna
I'll rob them of it.
you're just gonna take the gonna take the Jizero. Yeah.
The Jizero banks will be empty. And be carried off back to base Chad Keep.
Remember that joke where a guy was slapping green goo and people were joking it used to be Baby Yoda? People would honor. What? I don't remember that. I don't think I ever experienced that.
And it does sound like an experience. That's what that is.
Yeah, let's do that. What about you? Can I build you any more ship parts? No. Gotta wait for... Yeah, let's just motor on ahead, I guess. Outpost upgrade available? Yes, sir. Alright. You only have one city, so I think it is very important that I upgrade this garrison, because if you do get attacked, you now have actually access to 2 decent units, but almost more useless than is fathomable for defending a city.
Nice.
Because they can't be put on... It's a ranged unit that can't be put on walls. So... do with that information what you will. Also, you know you can raise dead and attack Jizero like way faster?
Don't I need dead to raise dead?
No, there's always dead.
Or there's always... Okay, well that's a game changer then. I thought that was to like recruit
You
my
could
mom.
raise dead. You could have attacked them first turn. You could have finished that battle, raised dead, and then gone over to their place and then raised their dead too.
Huh. Nice. Okay, so I click raise dead, and then oh, the gods are angry. The omens are ill. Something you may have done have angered the gods.
I wouldn't read too much into it. Sometimes it shit happens. I don't know if you actually angered the gods or it's just like being dumb. Let's say here's where we're gonna go.
I can't raise dead.
Oh, so in circle, and now you can raise that. But your army's full.
Oh, my armor's full.
So like the first turn, you could have fought that one guy, and then you could have raised, and then attacked the city, and then raised to fill up your army, and then just like taken. It would have cost more money than recruiting slowly, but they would have had less time to recruit themselves.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Alright. Oh, that's my turn.
Oh, are you gonna attack the city, or are you? Oh, do you need like a siege thing or something?
I could have attacked, but I pressed in circle.
Okay, well you can just click on him and then click attack again and then attack.
It says valiant defeat.
So you could play it out and theoretically win?
Nope. Best part about these games.
Yeah.
The Wonderful Galaxy says, good night, Adam's friend. I'm going to sleep. Good night, man.
Good night.
Good having you.
It's still the top search result when you search for mochi on YouTube. Oh dear.
What is?
I think the guy slapping green slime.
Oh, the goo. Yeah.
I don't think kids actually like things getting slimed.
Yep.
That must have been like either some like very out of touch. Oh shit! There's no siege anymore. So they used to have minor settlement battles, and then it was like too slow, and people were wanting to fight out all the battles or whatever. So they just took them all out of the game. they put like hundreds of hours of development into making minor settlement battles, and they just took them out. So if you have a level 3 settlement, there'll be a settlement battle. Otherwise, the settlement disappears and you fight in an open field.
Oh.
Almost every time, unless you build a garrison, and then you'll have walls. If it's it has to be a level 3 settlement, and then you have to build a garrison building, in order for it to have walls. But if you just build a garrison, it just gets extra units. It doesn't get walls until it's a level 3. So it's like, they basically just removed, that whole aspect of the game. Now everything's a field battle. So I don't know if you'll win a field battle. But if you lose, just make sure you lose lots and lots of units. Because the more death, the better your raised dead pool. At least that's how it used to be. I don't know if it's still like that.
Well, suppose I'm about to find out.
Also, like I said, you really should have gone with like a gazillion zombies. It's they're very strong. That hunger ability is not to be underestimated. Or sorry, the ravenous dead. So is that different than the hunger? That's quite the formation of dire wolves. As long as
long ways.
long, and they're like facing the wrong way, like just in case they need to like attack a train. Okay, so cavalry is going to have, any large unit is going to have a huge debuff in the woods. So if you're worried about cavalry charges, you could stick your people in trees, but you kind of have too many people to stick in these sparse amount of trees. Sort of, I guess. I don't know. Also, that's a better strategy if you have artillery. Kind of. Well, I don't know. I guess trees aren't... I don't know. I don't know how to play this game. Don't ask me. Your cavalry is very strong. I don't know how good they'll do against, like, regular cavalry. They're incredibly good at killing archers. I use these guys exclusively to murder archers. Your cavalry is faster than every unit that they have. So keep that in mind. And your unit, when it does melee damage, slows another unit by 30%. So your cavalry is like the archer murderer. Because you could just charge an archer unit, and all 42 points of their damage is armor piercing. So it's like, it does a lot of damage. Granted, you don't have shields yet, so there's that, right? Let me go pop some Cleric and D so I can breathe.
Fair enough.
Oh, you might find this interesting. So, without any statement, Creative Assembly has taken out the Russian language from Total War Warhammer 3 with the update. No statement. They haven't said why.
That's stupid.
And you know what they didn't do? They didn't add Ukrainian. So now Ukrainians can't play. Ukrainians who don't know English can't play the game, because most Ukrainians are bilingual Russian and Ukrainian, because it's very similar languages. This is according to one Ukrainian guy I've met. So if I'm wrong, correct me for whatever Ukrainian people. But I've met one Ukrainian guy, and that's what he said.
Wow.
And my favorite thing to do when I meet someone who has like a kind of sister country that's like rivals with them is to, I mean, they used to be rivals, now it's like bloodthirsty enemies, but my favorite thing to do is to ask them about the other country, because it's always funny. Like, it's like when you meet a Swedish guy, you ask him about Norway, you meet a Norwegian guy, you ask him about Sweden. And like he was like, ah, yes, the difference between Ukraine and Russia is Ukrainians look like this, and he flexes and he has these huge biceps.
That's funny.
And the Russians are a little bitch, they all drunk. It's like, alright. So if I go ask a Russian guy, he's gonna say the exact same thing. Why do you have so many sideways units? What are you doing?
Not gonna lie, having some issues.
Oh man. Do you want to know the super cancer strategy that you can use if you really need to win?
Which one is that?
Stack every single unit in your army on top of itself, and put them in the woods so that you can't get cavalry charged. And then it'll reduce the archer damage. Archers will still fuck you up when you do that, but you could just heal through it usually with the necromancer healing, because that map wide thing will really kind of help.
Or how about I have them all charge Chilfroy with Want and Abandon?
You could. I mean, I think, personally, if I was a betting man, I would bet you 1 unit of Crypt Ghouls can kill him.
Interesting.
If they don't get interrupted...
That has Crypt Ghouls in it, so...
I think 1 unit of Crypt Ghouls could just... Oh no, never mind. They don't have any armor piercing. Crypt Ghouls are good at murdering some stuff, but they won't do anything to him. What is that symbol? Oh, they changed the shield block symbol? Why? Now it's different. Why do?
Alright, well, let's begin this shit show. It's not gonna work out very well. But it's gonna be fun.
Do you need help facing your units the right direction? Why are they all single file lines?
You mean the guys on the side?
No, like right in the middle, like right here, you have 3 units facing the wrong direction and are as long and narrow as possible. And then on the side, yeah, you do have that issue. You can also get all the way behind them, like right here. If you want, you could hide a unit of direwolves in these trees, like behind them, and then come at their archers.
The direwolves are in this group over here.
Here, pass me a group of direwolves.
Let's see.
I will snuggle them into the trees for you.
Where's that gift button?
It's underneath Kemmler's beautiful face. Underneath the porthole on the left. Bottom left of the screen.
There you go.
Oh, you giving me all of them? And Kemmler?
Not Kemmler.
Okay. Let's see. So, only Vanguard units can be deployed. Oh, wait. I have to click on it first. Tech support.
Yeah, these are Vanguard units.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, why is it not working? It's like, I'm not clicking on it.
The whole banning of Russian from a game is exactly why I brought Atomic Heart, and it's a pretty good game. Storyline is kind of meh. Yeah, fair enough. I feel like I wouldn't hear nearly as much about it if people weren't so needlessly upset over, a video game. It's not like every purchase of Atomic Heart is like killing a Ukrainian.
Man, you have some fucking nice positioning for these direwolves. You could probably snuggle somebody else in right here. Now I'm thinking about it. So is this basically just like cheating, like having units that are just completely behind your enemy archers? This is nice. That's a sexy deployment right there. All right. Do great things with them. I believe in you.
Oh, you're not gonna control them?
Oh wait, one of them. I just saw one of them stop being invisible somehow. Which one was that? I could control them if you want. I'm super down for that. It's just that you're not gonna be doing that. Oh no, you. The most important unit that you have that you should be focusing all your attention on is your Ghost Cavalry. They're insanely good, and how you deploy them is going to... If they die in this battle, you should restart. They're very, very good. And you don't get them... They're a tier 5 like recruitment thing. They're very hard to recruit. So it's going to be a while for you to get them. Yeah, the Hex Wraith. The Ghost Cavalry guys. Very strong. You know, you can give me the Dire Wolves. I'll take care of these little puppers. We'll do good work. I'll wait for them to leave their archers alone in the back and then just... Yeah, I might check out Atomic Heart. You know, the next book that I... Oh, speaking of books, can I send you the first chapter of Slayer in the Wide Valley? Because, like, someone in one of Trish's videos recommended that I post a chapter for people to read, and I think that's a good idea. But I'm just like, oh man, I feel like I should like check it more. But I'm kind of also at the stage where I'm like, I can't keep on rereading and editing stuff because it's gonna never end. Oh shit, there's okay. This guy right here. Somehow you're not invisible. You're supposed to be invisible. Okay. This upsets me. Why are you not invisible? There's a tree. How could you see 80 wolves if there was one? If there was, yep, there he goes. He's invisible again. Look at that, guys. Isn't that an invisible unit of wolves? If I remove the UI, can you even tell that there are 80 wolves in those trees? If you're this group of archers? Well, they're not turning around, are they? You know what? From here, they actually are invisible. I also feel bad whenever I'm fighting against Bretonnia, because they're like chivalrous knights and stuff.
Yeah.
But then again, they're like the French conquerors of England, right? So it's like, I don't know. Anyway, I'm all ready.
I'm just gonna position these cavalry real quick.
Also, the Hex Wraiths aren't affected by changes in terrain, so going uphill doesn't slow them down.
That's really good.
Yeah. Trees, I think, they still bump into trees, I think, even though they're ghosts. I'm not sure about that. But you can get away from other cavalry units, so they can't even really get punished. If you get shot by archers, that's an issue, because they will take some amount of damage from physical stuff. They reduced the physical resistance that Hex Wraith had, and gave them the slowing attack. So, even if you get trapped in melee with something, you can always escape. Because there's guaranteed, even if there's something with 95 speed in this game, they're not going to have a high enough speed after it's reduced by 30%. Like, if you run into something with 100 speed, they're going to go down to 70 and you can get away with 94. So you'd have to run into something that's like 120 or something.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. That's how I heard about Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer is actually atrocious. It's just you know, it's like oh fuck, hidden units revealed. No, bad. How did you know? How'd you know? Shit. You.
They're all going to you.
Fuck. You're too slow. You have no cavalry over here. Peasant mob. Fuck out of here. You know what? Retreat. Get the archers. Peasant bowman, get him! Go. Who the fuck do you think you are, archers? Who the fuck do you think you are? You're dead. Get the fuck out of here. Think you're so cool. Okay, the other guys are totally sneaky hidden. They won't suspect any other dire wolves to be in the woods. Oh yeah, get those Hex Wraiths in there somewhere. Monstrous guys right there. Oh, pause. You got it, nice. Oh, get the bowman. Oh. Now make sure you get him out before anything bad happens. Oh, are you thinking of using that armor piercing to kill the Lord? You know, once you get a shield on these guys, they're gonna be crazy good. All right, I got one unit of archers to rout. I don't know what else I'm gonna be able to do with these guys. They got discovered before I thought they would. I was a little suspicious because of how hidden they were for no reason, but there we go. There we are. And you can heal the hex wraiths, right? Like, the big part about vampires is they have lots of good healing. Oh, right here, you have an archer unit just waiting to get charged. Charge these fucking pussies. Actually, I can charge. Oh no, there's knights in the way. Hold on. I'm just gonna wait for them to wander off. Doing it. Double charge.
Devious.
Oh my god. Look at this right here. They're just like totally open. Get them, doggos. Trying to intercept me with your slow ass horses. Alright, get out of there. They're routing. And, yeah, don't forget to heal your key units, the stuff that's really strong. You want to make sure you're healing. Like the Karen rates in there, they're crumbling, but you could save them with a heal.
Heal.
Also, if you get the Karen rates to attack the enemy lord, they'll do a shit ton of damage because lords are protected by lots and lots of armor, and the Karen rates have almost entirely, actually they have entirely armor piercing damage. So all of their damage will go straight through. Oh, these guys are done with archer. Dire wolves and bats are kind of more like projectiles. Like, they're more like missiles that you buy than they are units. Like, once you use them in a fight, it's kind of rare that they survive the conflict. Make sure you're casting lots of spells, because you have lots of magic.
Okay.
In fact, your Karen rates are about to die. You should definitely save them.
I tried to get them out.
No. Cast a spell on them to heal them.
I cast a spell.
That's okay. You'll get more.
Yeah.
Just heal some other stuff. What do you got? You got, crypt ghouls over there. Do you have any bats left? Oh, right here. You know what? You want to give me the hex wraiths? I can take care of these babies. I know just how to use these guys. You got a nice open charge. Oh, am I? I see. Yes. We ride. Yes. Yes. Archers. Yes. Yes. I don't need UI for this. Okay, let me get out of this camera before I get killed. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Charge right through. Right through.
It's a very cool shot.
There we go. Spearmen are going to try and do something about it, and they're not going to do anything about it. Does it suck? Good. Their lord might be a little dangerous, but we'll see what we can do. See if we can get a route on a little charge here. Oh, archers undefended? Let's get out and do something about that. They accelerate so quickly. I don't know what stat is letting them do this, but it is so fast that they can accelerate. Oh, archers came back. Take care of them. Yeah. Okay, more routes. Way better than Reichsguard. Gotta be said. These Ghost Horse guys, fucking super killer. Yeah, right in there, right between the two guys. Oh, this horses gonna do something? Okay. Maybe a little up. Let's get out of there. Horsemen can't do that much. They can kind of... They're a problem if they actually engage in melee, but... Yeah, these guys are gonna get lost, but it's okay. Perfect. You know what? I'll just charge these peasant mobs because they're here. Oh, does your... Ooh! Ooh! This guy right here. Put him into, like, near everybody else. For sure. He has a passive that heals other undead and a huge AoE. I think your lord has it, but I don't know. Yeah, they're really protecting that clustered up unit of archers with the cavalry, which is fine. Alright, let's pull them out before anything bad happens. Yeah. Can I ring around the rosy? Can I literally duck goose these cavalry? This big ring. They're gonna chase me around, but they're not gonna be fast enough. So I think I can just like run around the other side and get the archers. And now they're giving up. Terror routing, that's nice. How do you route? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, these hex rates, they take a lot of micromanaging, but they're very good. I'm stuck on a stupid unit. Go. Push the... I know the archers tend to like really... Oh man, both sides are routing. Your guys are starting to crumble here and there. My dog is running in his sleep. He's going quite fast. Why'd they want Goblin Slayer cancelled? You were asking a while ago. Goblin Slayer, it was on Crunchyroll, and it was set as, like, the rating was E for everyone, like, ready, like, kids can watch it.
Oh, jeez, really?
Yes. It was originally uploaded, like, day one, a new fantasy anime marked as appropriate for kids.
Jeez.
And, like, you know, I'd like to think... I really do actually hope it was a mistake, but, you know, it's not like that would be the first time that, like, some... Oh, can I get a heal on the Ghost Cavalry guys, the Hex Rates? They're starting to crumble. Okay, rallying... Can you get away with that? I can get away with that. Nice terror route. Actually... I'm gonna terror out, I guess I should just focus. Oh, nice, there's healing from the Necromancer. Quick dude. Maybe what we should have done is save the bats for the routes. That's what I used to do with bats, but I kind of, as they got upgraded, I was like, maybe bats can be used for other stuff. I think I was wrong. I think the job of bats is to chase things off the battlefield that are like too dangerous to rally. Okay, so it looks like everything that's expendable is basically done. So all the things marked as expendable are on the same leadership thing. So like when other expendable troops rout, other expendable troops will be more scared because it's like, oh, they're not, all the peasants are dying or whatever. So it looks like the archers, the infantry, they're all scared, but the knights have full leadership and the lords have full leadership because they're in a different thing. Yeah, because I feel like the hex rates are kind of in the role of chasing people off the battlefield and getting people to rout. And the bats didn't do that much and then died. I feel like maybe could have given the hex rates. We're gonna win though, obviously. Oh, by the way, you see how blobbing up makes it like really hard for them to kill the undead. Different updates to the game have like made it less effective as a strategy, but when you're really desperate, sometimes it's just the thing to do. When I get attacked, sometimes I'll do that because it's like, yeah, you want to attack a bunch of undead? Yeah, they're gonna go into the woods and be evil. So.
Oh man, that's like people accidentally putting hentai in the kids section of Blockbuster all over again just because it's animated.
Shit. Oh, no. Ah, man, I fucked this up. I shouldn't have gone for those. I thought they were going to rout. Do you have any heals? No, you don't have any heals. Fuck. Come on. Go. Where's Camler? Get close to Camler. Get close to Camler. Fuck. Oh, no. I think these guys might make it. Maybe. Where's the necromancer? Heal. Somebody heal me. Oh, good. No. Oh, fuck.
Victory.
Ah, man.
Oh, that was fun.
Alright, let's see what happens. Let's see if they get raised from the dead. Or like my grandma giving us these plastic stirs when I was younger because they had a rabbit on the head. It was the Playboy bunny. Oh boy. So yeah, people were rightfully upset about Goblin Slayer. I think people then, after it was in the right category, people then wanted it canceled because it was so like rape oriented. Like the whole, I don't know, did you watch Goblin Slayer?
I went in blind for the first episode, first few minutes of the first episode, like, oh, it's looks like it's about killing goblins, I guess, and then I saw it, I was like, oh my god, and
yeah.
I didn't stick around because, I don't know, it just wasn't, it's not what I was looking for.
Yeah, no, yeah. It doesn't
really... It was quite a surprise.
Yeah, it doesn't really, like, get any better, but...
I don't feel like it would.
I stopped watching it and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is like horrific. And I was like waiting to see, like I watched the full episode after, a break because I was like, and like, skipping ahead a few minutes, but it doesn't get any better. It just like, it does this weird, it's like fetishy all the way to the finish of the episode. Like they like do like a weird like shame thing or whatever. And it's like they go all in, right? Then the next episode is totally different. But I stopped watching it because I was like, yeah, this is just weird. And then I was talking to someone who had been raped, and they were like, oh, it's pretty good. And I was like, okay, well, I can't be more of a pussy like this. Okay, then I guess I'll watch it. and it wasn't that good. It's just the fact that there was nothing fantasy for a long time, so people were like kind of starved for it. I was starved for it too. But I watched the whole first season, and I was just like, this writer has a sort of like kind of disability, because they are just like how like Dark Souls, every Dark Souls location has a gaping pit, and all the Dark Souls lore is that stuff used to be better and is now worse. And everything is sort of in ruin and stuff. They have like an addiction to that in their writing, and they can't kick it, or they don't want to kick it, and they're limited by that idea, because every single world that they create is always going to be sort of ruined and used to be good. And if you really like that, fine, but I kind of feel like nobody really likes that. They just enjoy playing the game, and so they think that it's deep or something. And I really feel like you could have that be an aspect to your world, and have other things be new or improving or something like that. You know, yeah, but this writer is married to the idea that everything in their world should revolve around rape as a threat, rather than death, rather than economic failure, rather than like natural disaster, rather than rampaging monsters destroying things, rather than rust beasts, or what are they called, rust monsters in D&D, where they destroy metal. And so like, you know, there's no greater complexity to anything that happens in the world other than rape. Like, that's the greatest threat. Everything revolves around it. They have characters that get introduced later in like the second arc of the first season, where it's like their mysterious backstory was that they were raped, and it's just like everything has rape as an element, and it's just not.
Sounds like you were spot on when you said the writer had a disability. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful. Who's like, yeah, I'm really into this, other than the writer, of course.
And like,
Jeez.
Okay, so I'm actually going to recommend you replay the battle, because you lost the hex rates. I mean, I lost you the hex rates, to be fair, but they're good enough that it's like, and that battle wasn't that hard. I think we could do it.
Okay, let's do it again.
Unless, do you have them still? It said they were grayed out on my screen, but I didn't look after the battle. Like, I didn't look now.
Well, I didn't say anything about retrying.
We can load.
Occupy, loot, and occupy, sack, or raise.
Always occupy, basically, because yeah, there's certain like cities, like when you take a wood elf city, you should just loot and occupy, or sack, or raise, or whatever, because you can't really do anything with it. Let's see. Did you? Yeah, they did actually. They actually did die. So let's. Unless you're okay with them being dead and waiting for more later, but it's such a big advantage. My recommendation. It's up to you, but my recommendation is trying again.
All right, let's go back. Hop in the DeLorean.
But yeah, people are rightfully upset at Crunchyroll for labeling that wrong, because that's, you know.
I don't know how you can miss something like that. That's pretty significant.
I kind of don't think you could, because you would have had to not watch it, and if you're working for an anime streaming thing and you don't watch the new fantasy anime that just came out, you know, I kind of feel like maybe you are in the wrong line of work, you know? Or, as has happened a couple times, it could be a case of, like, grooming. Or, like, someone's excited by the idea of a kid seeing rape content. I don't know. Certainly wouldn't be the first time. I honestly do hope it was just, like, a oopsie daisy. Because then it's kind of funny. It's like, you know, like putting hentai in the Blockbuster, in the, you know, anime section Blockbuster, but it's like
I'd like to think it wasn't sinister. I mean, I would really like to think that because the people at Crunchyroll are already so out of touch. I wouldn't put past them. Like, just look at the localizations they do whenever they get their hands on it. Like the subs they employ a lot of the time.
oh, do they have like subtitles that are just totally wrong?
Well, subtitles that include like contemporary memes that are gonna like age like milk, and like translations which aren't just serving to like translate, but are serving to alter somewhat and like change to.
Is that
to
like
fit
was that where the
sensibilities.
toxic masculinity thing came from? There was some. They dubbed something where they were like. They put in some like dialogue that wasn't there. It's like. I don't know. Trisha was watching something. I think it was Crunchyroll, and it was like, this girl was like. She changed into an outfit, and it was like. Slutty, and then they talked about the male gaze, and I was like, that's definitely not real.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That was a big example of it, of the localizers changing something from just totally changing the meaning of the sentence to, I don't know, for their own gratification, I guess. I mean, it wasn't like story changing, but you still shouldn't do that. Your job is to translate. That's the job of the translator.
They're also characterizing a character differently, because it would make me not like a character if they're complaining about the male gaze.
Right.
Yeah.
It's translators should translate. It's a really simple enough request.
Someone did a Mario movie but didn't even watch it. That's what chat said.
Cloudfish did a video on it. On top of that, there's the whole High Guardian Spice debacle, which pretty much is just a scam. Yeah, it's like a money laundering scheme. I will never forget the fact that they literally just used a JPEG of bread with like poorly applied Photoshop filters.
I heard about that.
Oh yeah, it's like
I didn't know what cartoon it was, but like someone said that they were babysitting one of their relatives and they were watching a cartoon, and they said that they were using like clip art and photos for other objects in the background.
Jeez, well, I'm not sure if it was High Guardian Spice, but it's real, just true to life garbo. Like, first off, they don't know who their audience is, because one moment they'll go from like happy, pastel Hogwarts kind of situation to oh, there's blood now. There's so much blood. We're adults and grown up, but it's like.
Isn't High Guardian Spice like woke garbage?
Yeah. Oh, full on. It's again a scam, like Adam Bartolome. That's a cool name. Adam Bartolome said it's pretty much just a scam, and that is that's right. There's no better way to put that. A scam or money laundering scheme. Sort of put Crunchyroll originals in the grave real quick. Because from what I remember, none of them were good, and that one was famously bad. So, I actually don't even know how many other Crunchyroll originals there even were.
I don't know. Trisha was complaining about, you know what? This is the turn before we ended, and we can actually put ourselves in a better position right now. What were you recruiting this turn? Skeletons?
Let's see. Let's see what I was recruiting this turn. Yeah, skeletons.
Alright, ditch the skeletons, Ray is dead, grab some zombies, and attack right now. I mean, they'll have less units, you'll have the same amount of units, you'll actually have stronger units.
Okay, recruit.
Fuck yeah. Okay, now, head in there. Those zombies will hang on like nobody's business. They'll tank a lot of shit. I don't know what to do with skeletons, really. Like how to use them in a formation, I don't really know. They will do extra damage to the cavalry, which is a problem, right? So that'll help. You can keep your scythe infantry alive and save them for beating up the Lord. Because the scythe infantry will do a lot to the Lord himself. Although I think the Lord can hurt them too, so it'll cost some magic to keep them alive. But he'll at least die. The crypt ghouls have a poison effect, so as long as they tap any unit for like 10 seconds, they'll do 15% less damage.
Oh,
so having them spread out in your army, just as long as they're hitting, as long as a single model of their unit swings at one other unit, that whole unit, every single model in that unit will have 15% less damage for 10 seconds. So spreading those out a lot helps. They are also fast moving, so you can flank with them. They're not as fast as cavalry, but you can wrap them around to get a flank in. In this situation, I don't think you have enough poison to spare that makes sense, but there's places where a unit with like 40 something move is useful to flank around infantry. Something to keep in mind, I guess.
Yeah.
But generally the zombies they're not gonna die. They're just gonna, like, if you stick them into melee, they're just gonna live. They don't have any shields and they don't really need them. They'll just... The amount of friendly fire that the enemy takes trying to shoot the zombies while they're in melee, it's just not gonna matter. I will try and hide the wolves better this time.
Alright, yeah, let me give those over to you. You want the wolves and the hex rays?
Oh yeah, let's do it. And then the bats, I would say that I could handle the bats too. I think what I would want to do with the bats is wait with the bats until something is routing. Because once it's routing, the bats are good for chasing stuff off the board. But until they get a route in, it's kind of... Yeah. I'm gonna hide them much better. I'm gonna hide them over in these totally unassuming woods. Because it's better for your infantry to be engaged when the dire wolves attack, you know?
Yeah.
So I had them in much greedier positions than I should have. Okay. That should be safe, I think. Oh, and then bats. Bats. Batti. Put them all the way. Are they gonna get this? The enemy might be distracted by bats being over there, so I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna put them like over here. I don't want them to wander into. Actually, bats can just be wherever because they can move so fast. So then I'll have the bats target anyone who routes to chase them off the field so that they don't rally and come back and rally and come back. And then the hex wraiths, can I hide them? They're horses. I don't know if they can hide. Can horses hide? I think they changed the rules on hiding, so I'm not actually sure. At some point you could hide horses. I think now they're like, I don't know, you could never hide a horse in a tree. Oh, he just hit.
Interesting sentence.
Okay, they're hidden now. Alright, so yeah, all set.
Ready?
Yeah. So once you make your play in with the infantry, I'll just, yeah, I'm all ready.
Alright.
Translator for Gundam: The Origins changed the dialogue so much I only watched the subtitle version. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, companies, you shouldn't have to fight a company to enjoy the product, you know? Like, you know, Nintendo going after translation mods, it's just annoying.
Yeah.
That was something someone mentioned is that Nintendo did such a bad job. Oh, by the way, the zombies are super fucking slow, so the other units that you want to keep more alive are going much faster. So it takes some amount of, like, babysitting to keep them from putting themselves in. It keeps the yeah. Also, the crypt ghouls are still on target.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to.
I've couched them in with the zombies.
I would let the zombies take the arrow fire. Yeah. The zombies are they're both expendable and very tanky. A bizarre combination they've decided to go with. Oh wow, look at the stats on zombies. That's not normal. Did they nerf zombies? They must have, right? 5 melee attack? That's very low. I don't know if that was... Although skeleton spearmen are very low too. They're 14. Maybe that is normal. I don't know. What do I know? Enemy reinforcements approaching. Do you want to do something about that? You could send your Karen wraiths to go murder her. There's a unit of infantry and a wizard over there. Where I put the eyeball thing. She's like hidden by terrain at the moment. Actually, she's not hidden by terrain. I can send bats. What the fuck am I doing? Like literally sitting here just spectating. Yeah, so the unit of infantry is kind of a concern, maybe. But, those scythe guys are quite good at murdering high-value targets, so I don't know. Oh, and the necromancer has an aura that heals, so... a handy feature there.
Yeah. I noticed that with them.
The other nice thing you can do with a fast unit like this is keep the archers from being able to shoot. Yeah, this is going much better than last time.
Nice. Like all these vampire sounds.
Man, I'm like, yeah, this is going so much better. Oh, shit.
Nice.
Yeah, this looks like a win right here.
That raise the dead ability is no joke.
Yeah, so now we just have to deal with this one unit of cavalry, basically. Everything else should kind of be giving up. Yeah, there's, I guess I'll have the Ghost Cavalry try to fight them, because they do have armor piercing, so maybe that's the way to do it. Oh, the Lord looks like he's getting murdered in the corner over there. Ooh, love to see it. The cavalry is currently terror routing, so they can't fight back. They're just running while they're getting hit. Now they're routing. Oh, I was actually trying to find stuff that wasn't routing. Let's see. Stuff over on this side by Kemmler. Could use a dose of fear.
Like the Necromancer's dialogue lines. Death magic.
Yeah. A purple sun. Oh, unfortunately the Knights Errant came back. Good. Lord is like, the Bretonnian Lord is hanging in there like crazy. He's completely surrounded and he's been there for a while and he's fine. Bretonnian Lords are so strong. Compared to like the Empire ones. I guess they're supposed to be, right? It's their big thing. It's their, Yep, that does it, huh? That should be a win, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that was so much better.
By a pretty wide margin.
Literally didn't lose a unit. Just such a better deployment. Oof. Didn't even lose the dire wolves. Also, a practice you may you may want to use is at the end of a battle against a human army where they're all going to be routing, you can hang around while they're fleeing the battlefield, healing your units and resurrecting the units and stuff. In this case, you'll probably get everything back just by replenishing as you normally would between turns. But when you're on the move in like enemy territory or something, and you're going to do 2 back-to-back battles, it does help to heal between them. With like regular healing spells, just use up the magic you got.
Considering it's about 3 a.m., I think I'm gonna.
Fair enough.
Let
me just.
Yeah, as soon as this loading bar stops loading. It's a good stream.
Yes, indubitably. Once it's done loading, I'll save and put it aside. Actually, you know what I can do now? I can end the stream. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. It has been honestly a pleasure.
And one of our more successful streams. That was a blast.
Horses can't hide in a tree, not with that attitude. Yeah. You know, a funny random side note. All the King's horses and all the King's men, the Humpty Dumpty rhyme, he's not talking about horses, he's talking about men riding horses, because the shorthand for cavalry was horse. So it's like 500 horse going to Isengard or something, you know? It's like... Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was funny that sometimes when you see that animated, they show actual horses, and it's like, yeah, that's not. Even as a kid, I was like, they probably mean people riding the horses, right? But anyway, yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Happy story at the end of stream. I'll tell this one because you haven't heard it, but I guess stream's already heard it. My friend, his sister went to college and got indoctrinated into like feminism, and then she became very unhappy, and she needed a lot of like antidepressants and stuff. But recently, she kind of like hit a wall, and she like sat down with him and wanted to talk to him about it. And then he was like, "Listen, there's no happy feminists. Like this whole thing revolves around making you unhappy, so you keep on buying more of the idea, you know." And like he's not like the most eloquent, like persuasive kind of guy. He's but he talked to her, and she was kind of like she wanted to hear it kind of at that point, and then she like swore it off and was like, yeah, you know what, this stuff is like just like sort of bullshit. And they talked about like what they believe just like outside of like what they're supposed to believe and like what like the message is and whatever. And they just kind of agreed on like everything, not everything, but like, you know, I mean, you kind of couldn't agree on like everything with a guy like that. He's kind of a little whatever. There's, but they got along finally, and like because she's looking for a boyfriend, and she was having a lot of trouble because, you know, there's certain stereotypes about male feminists, you know, and so it wasn't working out. You know, and everyone wanted to be polygamous or whatever. No one wanted a traditional evil monogamous relationship, and yeah. So now she kind of swore it off, and then they were kind of on a family vacation, and then she woke up the next day, and he said she was glowing, like she just looked better, like she was just happier and more energetic, and just it's like a step forward. Now she's looking for a guy and stuff, and just and he was really happy about it. He was happy she's doing better and everything. So anyway, that's your happy story for the end of the stream. In case I bummed you out with politics stuff. Soon Neither will be able to tune in more because of his better work schedule. Fantastic.
Excellent. We'll see you more often around the streams.
Yeah, and maybe next time we'll be able to start playing sooner than. Was it 2.5
hours in?
Anyway. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and chatting and listening to us ramble. It has been a pleasure. I'll catch you guys next stream. Sometime soon we'll do fighting games. I don't know when. Probably more of that Dragon's Dogma, and then maybe that War Tales. I don't know. Oh, and Oblivion. Gotta do Oblivion. All fantasy stuff for Horizon Quest. Funding